I'm saying?
Oh, hell no. What's up, yo? How y'all doing, man? This is the Slipping Kind of Podcast. We're here at the Kenichi Bed Studios. I'm your host, BINK, with the photo finish. Barely made it to the studio.
Dog. Y'all don't understand.
Barely made it to the studio, man. This is my man, GOLDENBOY.
Look at the ice, y'all. Look at the ice. Ooh,
yeah,
we
iced up. We iced up today.
He gonna have his. He gonna do this, y'all. He like, yeah. So you know, I got something in my eye.
I'm like this all day.
Oh, y'all don't understand. I was over once again. I'm about to almost run the show, right? And I'm sitting in there because but I always I can't do it like that. It's gonna be straight to the point over here. There gonna be no extra questions. It's gonna be me talking. And I'm sitting over there like, oh, so this was like to sit in BINK seat. So this is BINK Box, and welcome to Slipping Kind of Podcast. Like,
he a comedian today, yo. He on one. He on one.
Oh man.
Hell no. How you feeling, man?
Feel a lot better, man. You saw on the Instagram like much stronger, man. I feel so much better.
Man. That's good stuff. It's been a long week. Long week, but we here now. We in paradise at the studio.
Yes. Kenichi still gonna get that smoking Madden though. I ain't forgot. We on air though, but I'm sending shots right now.
Everybody I talk to swear they the man in Madden.
I ain't say that. I'm just saying he gonna mess up and throw a pass when he not supposed to throw it, and I'm gonna pick six that shit. That's all I'm saying. Oh man.
So look, man. We got fight night tonight, man. We got the great SHAKUR Stevenson going up against Robson CONCEIçãO, man.
Boy, dealing with a whole lot.
His plate is full. No pun intended. Man, how the hell he missed weight by 1.6, man? Is it really his fault, or do you believe like his body is growing to a point where it's hard to make 130?
Both. I'll explain it. So I get it. I'm gonna be on SHAKUR's side for this first part. He probably fought one of the type unified it and was like, okay, I want to at least defend the unified at least once against the baddest dude, which is Robson. Mm-hmm. But damn, I'm hurting. But at the same time, you hear an ounce, you hear 2 ounces. That's normal. Mm-hmm. You hear that. But man, when you do a pound and 6 ounces, and then you say, I was killing myself to make the weight. Mm-hmm. But he's always been, professional his whole career. Everybody know that's like only people who could come in a certain weight and it don't matter. And they still get scrutinized too as heavyweights. Mm-hmm. Even though they just step on the scale, step off, there's no like limit. Right. But for them, they still like, man, this is not the way he's supposed to be at. You still get scrutinized. So at the same time, I gotta reprimand him. Because who his family is. Mm-hmm. They old school fighters, man. And I come from an old school fight family. You do not do that. You don't. Like, bruh. Hard work. What? Man, my fault. I never forget. Somebody told me he missed weight one time. Mm-hmm. And that was in the amateurs. Right. And he stepped off and skipped rope for like 7 minutes and the weight was all that quick. Damn. And he jumped back on. And it's like, my dad always say, if you can't make the weight, because when you coming up the ladder, it may say like 140 plus 2. Mm-hmm. You got a cachet or 2. You got a little bit of a leverage, but you still got guys that at that level still try to make 140 so they could just stay on point, used to doing that. Right. Man, it's just certain fighters, man, like certain legends out there that you just don't. There is no excuse. You just can't get away with that. And it's like, hold on, you can't sit there and say you're gonna do a weight. Just don't sign it. Move on. Right. So it just looks bad all the way around, no matter what way you put it. So then you gotta wonder on this side of the coin, and I'm gonna get your opinion on this. So what time was it in the week that he said this shit hurts? I'm gonna keep it straight with y'all. I keep telling y'all, when you start to struggle to make weight, your legs are shaky, your kidneys hurt a little bit, you're already like achy a little bit, you get ornery, you get snappy, and then when you start to you try to make that weight and you try to rehydrate. That's why some guys still be flat sometimes. So what time in the week did he say, oh, nah, you know what? I ain't doing this. And then he started, because you had to been eating something to get to 1.6. So did he get down to 4 ounces left and it was killing him? Or what? So now was he thinking, do you think he was thinking it's Robson? And Robson's going, he's not scared. I'm not saying he's scared, but like, he knows that, okay, Robson's going to be coming. And the last thing I need to do is have crampy legs, kidneys feel like they're on fire, trying to make the weight and trying to rehydrate, and I'm getting in here with this guy who
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
So you saying maybe in his mind he like, this dude coming for my belts, miss weight and vacate rather than lose my belts in the ring.
No. Not that. I'm saying that he's getting weaker trying to make the weight.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, I can't do it no more. And I don't want to be in that ring achy and hurting with a guy who brings it the way he brings it to me. So last thing you want to be, because Shakur is a distance guy. His legs, he needs leg control. He needs distance control. And if you hurting, your legs start cramping up and all that plays a factor. So it's like, I'd rather just go ahead and miss weight and at least be healthier stepping in there at full Shakur than be weak as hell. And by the time I get to round 7, round 8, I'm struggling to get to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I feel you. That makes sense. I mean, because when he missed weight the first time, when he had 2 hours, he can't. I don't even think he even tried to make weight the second time. He just said, "Nah, I ain't gonna make it. I can't do it." He didn't even try to lose that 1.6 in 2 hours. So I think that was him saving too, like saying, instead of draining myself even more, I'm just gonna eat this and vacate these titles and do it that way. But I mean, I've never had to cut weight, so I can't speak from a professional opinion. Yeah, but we had to gain weight. I've always had to gain weight. Yeah, I've never had to cut weight, so I can't really speak from that.
I only got to cut weight for like Pee-wee football. That's right.
Yeah,
that's about
like
it,
red stripers and stuff. Yeah. I be feeling bad for my kids, maybe having to cut weight and weighing in their drawers, and
they gotta weigh in every week, right? Yeah, man, we've been doing that since we kids, so that's just how it is. Like, even I'll tell y'all a crazy story. I remember we was in the gym. Shout out Short Dog. Shout out Big John, his father. We used to do weight checkpoints. Quick, me, Jordan, Allen, all of us. We had to do weight checkpoints, and what they would do, Keyshawn, all of them had to do weight checkpoint. Weight checkpoint is where your coach, random as hell, you think Vada is bad? You think USADA is bad? Shh. Hey, your father come down there out the blue. Oh, now he ain't said nothing in about 2 weeks. Yeah, okay. All right, come down. The first words out of his mouth, come down the steps, turn into, because we was at where No Excuse is now. So you go down the steps, turn into the dungeon. We turn, and all right, y'all step on the scale. Mugs in there, turn like, oh, oh, God. And with it, I mean, dudes, and I was already there. I was always there before them because they would come in like around 6. I would get there around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I'm already working. I'm soaked with sweat. Don, you want your son to get on the scale? Yeah, let him get on the scale. I'm soaking wet. I'm at 127.6. My father was like, yeah, what? That's nah, eat. Dad was like, nah, because with the medicine, he was like, nah, man. You gotta eat, man. Nah, for real. Because he didn't want me struggling to try to make weight, and then you taking something, and then you trying to drink and do all that. Nah, it's
a lot of stress, man.
Yeah, you stressing your body out. It's a lot.
It's hard. I mean, it's like I'm with it, I mean, because I'm not against it, but I know it's for a child. You want to be a child, so I know it's hard to have to watch your weight like that. It's really up to your parents to keep you strict.
It depends. It depends on the kid a little bit. Like some kids, it's you enjoy it. Some kids, like like me, I appreciated it because I knew my time could be short, so I enjoyed every second of it. Right. Even to when I wasn't fighting, I was just in camps where I was still watch it, things like that, just force a habit. But some kids, they did feel that. I had friends that did feel that way. They feel like they couldn't do certain things or whatever.
Because all my kids that gotta watch weight, they hefty kids, they linemen, they centers and guards. But in order to play at the age that they at, they gotta watch their weight. I know they asses be at home with the popcorn and Snickers bars and Starburst wrappers and shit, and for a week they can't have none of that.
Man, like I always tell this story. If y'all just and everything that we talking about has something to do with Shakur. I'm gonna throw out the Canelo Floyd situation. Floyd cooked them, right? But Floyd knew better not to fight that. I still believe Floyd would have won, but Floyd knew better than not to fight that boy. No damn 54. He sat there and he sent the contract. This is what I was told. And if you watch the 24/7, it comes up. He was like, man, he was the one crying about the weight or whatever. And he's told me he wanted me to come in at 51. And Floyd was like, this boy is a big kid. Talking about Cinnamon, young Cinnamon, no facial hair Cinnamon. Right. Like, this is a kid struggling to make 54.
He was 20 at the time, 21?
Yeah, I think he just turned 20.
Yeah, he was young. Canelo was young, man. It's crazy how fast time flies.
Damn. And he was like, I know. And you know, Floyd's smart. Some of the things that was done to him when he was coming to the ladder, tables turned. So he like, all right, cool. Come in at 51. Canelo, nah, man, I can't make no 51, man. I ain't gonna kill myself because that's 3 pounds from 54. Right. So you would think, oh, it's just 3 pounds. No, it don't work like that. Because it's sometimes where fighters hit a certain, like, you'll be losing weight, and all of a sudden you get like 2 pounds left and it just hits a dead stop. Just a dead stop. And now that means like now everything you losing is taking a lot more from you because there's really nothing left. Right. And he's like, man, I can't make no 51. I could come in at 52. Cool, sign the contract. And he tried 52. As soon as the bell rung, my father was like, man, that boy flat as hell. This fight over already. Swear to God, Dad, when I'm watching it, the bell ring. Bro, I can't make this up. Nah, the right. Bell ring. Soon as he saw, I didn't know. I didn't pick up on it until Dad said something. He said, he ain't got no legs. I was like, what you talking about? He bouncing right there. Man, this fight over, man. That boy, he flat. He falling over his own feet. That boy ain't got no, he weak. He took everything out that boy.
Good observation. Good observation.
Man, it was round one. It wasn't even a minute in. I'm like, how the hell you know that? And that's just how it be. People
Years in the game, man. Years in the game, knowing what to look for, knowing what's going on, man. Let's talk about the fight with Shakur and Robson, man. How do you think it plays out? I think Shakur might stop him.
He should be able to sharpshoot him, pick him apart. Something tells me Shakur gonna invest in that body. He gonna the stabs, and you know, soon as Robson maybe dips a little bit trying to come up, he cuffs that left hand under and tries to really lift him with it. Go lift him right through the target.
Right.
You know, and I think that's gonna be the thing that play the factor.
Yeah. I was watching film. I took my time this week. I was off. I hurt my back at work, so I was off all week. I was just watching film. And I broke down Robson, and he weak to the body. When Valdez would touch to the body every time he showed it. And
Ain't
I think,
crazy though?
Yeah.
Guys be ripped up and everything.
Get touch of that body, and I think Shakur might catch him with a body shot and might make him take a knee and then go on and finish him. You know, the way Shakur fought his last 2 fights against Jamel, and then just standing there middle of the ring with Valdez and dismantling him middle of the ring, like that was beautiful. I mean, Robson, he's quick, nice left hook, decent, you know. And then, you know, Shakur coming in southpaw, but I think Shakur with the left hand, I think he'll be able to stop him, especially to the body. What y'all think? Y'all in the chat? Yeah, we got a chat yet? Let me see what's going on.
That left hand under to the body.
The Nobody 718 said, what's up, Junior? Big L here.
Oh, what up, Big L? My man out of New York. That's my guy, man.
Word.
That's my guy. Shout out Big L, man.
Indeed.
And my thing is though, Shakur, he has a beautiful way of, only other person I've ever seeing someone do it kind of similar like this, as we all know, is the name I'm about to mention, there will never be another him. You see, boxing is a same chicken. Boxing is like same chicken, different seasoning. That's what boxing is. But this guy I'm about to mention, I never forget, my father was going up the stairs and he had passed away. And I said, Dad, would there ever be another Sweet Pea? He said, that's probably one fighter there would never be again. Sweet Pea was one of a kind.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of a kind. And the way Shakur sometimes he'll sit and then pull kind of like parallel a little bit. Does it beautifully. It's just enough of like a 45-degree angle. He's gone. Just enough. And the way he can make lean, and if Robson puts over here, if he's stabbing, pull, because you know how Shakur do. Grab your glove, touch your glove, make your glove hit you just enough, and then he stabs you. Then next thing you know, left hand to the body. Something simple. But as soon as you commit, because you're at a high level, I got to commit to get something in there.
Right.
Rolls and dips, he's going to try his best to lean just enough and shoot it under. I forgot who he stopped with that. A few fights back. He stopped. Remember the guy? He stopped him with a body shot. Same uppercut. Right there. Boom. Dude lift all the way up and sat down. I was like, good. Oh, my goodness.
Let's look it up.
That uppercut, when you shoot it, Robson, I'm going to tell y'all something about strong fighters, because Robson's a strong fighter. I don't know what it is. When you got strong fighters that can punch or pressure guys or they take a good shot, it's either one or two things. If they take a good shot up top, for some reason, they can't take a good body shot. I don't know what it is. I didn't believe it. I heard so many older fighters say that. And I would watch it. I'm like, what the heck? Look at Triple G. Triple G took over about 390-something amateur fights. Taking shots on the chin like it's nothing.
Right.
And then he got in there with Danny Jacobs' boy, Derenchenko. Derenchenko hit that bama to the body.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That man back. Hold on now. Man. It's crazy because then you can see a guy, man, ripped up as can be. The problem could be right then and there. Oh, what he putting in his body? What is he putting in his body after fights? What is he? Because if you can't take a body shot, it's almost like you look the part, but you're not doing it. It's almost like you got a nice looking engine, nice looking car, but there's a slight oil leak there.
Right.
And if Shakur sit down on that, if Robson leans the way I think he gonna lean, and he just start cuffing that jump, that knee, he gonna tap the technique. And then if he frees him, I always tell people, young fighters, listen to your opponent. Listen to your opponent. What I mean by listen, is he breathing heavy? When he locks you up, is he doing this? Or is he, how high is he breathing? Different things like that. Or if you hear him go, and he relax, and you can sit on something. Or if you hit him to the body, and he go, and he freeze. Now imagine if Shakur hits him there, if he's free, if he's tucking under body shots the way we saying he's tucking the way under, and Shakur hit him right, he freezing. I don't care who you are. It separates everything. And you freeze, and all of a sudden Shakur come up top. I don't think it will drop him, but it's gonna make him, that moonwalk, go back, lean back, all the way back.
Right. And nothing I saw too watching film, I saw he reacts to feints, Robson.
Yes.
Every feint.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Every feint, he going with it. Shakur got a beautiful foot feint.
Yes.
And he definitely gonna run. I feel like he'll run him into something crazy and might put him on the canvas, man. Big possibility.
The feints are gonna be a big deal the first 4 rounds. Because if Robson's trying to establish something, that's your main way of you settling down and getting him under control, almost. And then if he's blinking, and then, Shakur's feints is subtle. It ain't a flashy feint like, Hector Camacho. Hector Camacho give you this hand like Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly will give you right hand, and he'll give you left hand feints. Hector Camacho will give you boom, he'll give you like back foot, make you think. Paulie Malignaggi was good at doing a lot of back foot feints. Like he on his bicycle, and as soon as, he ain't throwing it, boom, then he throws it, little stuff like that. Shakur's is just, I'm stepping, and just enough to make you think, because the way he commits to his jab, and the way he throws it just enough, make sure he commits his shoulder just enough to make you pull. If you don't have good senses, it's gonna make you. And then if you got somebody like Robson who's aggressive, the next thing you know, now I'm running into something. Dang it, I'm taking another jab. Just peppering.
Yeah. Your boy right here, he asked you, the Nobody 718, how do you think Shakur gonna do at 135? I think Shakur do fantastic at 135.
He's fine.
He gonna do phenomenal 135, and I might even jump out here and say 142. The boy is special, and his frame can carry that weight. And I just feel like his power will increase. He's still young. When he get into that grown man body, grown man strength, I think he a problem for everybody at 135. To be honest, what you think?
Yeah, He's probably gonna finish his career at 47. He might fight 54, but it's gonna be like Floyd's 54, where it's like catch weight, or it's gonna be a guy who's not a natural 54, like a guy who came up in weights to 54 just like him,
right? And
fight for a title. Like he'll probably do that. But he'll probably be at 47 for a long, lengthy time. That would be the biggest. That when he gets to 47, that's where he's gonna stay at for a long time. Then he'll do a few fights at 54. I think that's how his career is gonna go.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with that. I know you probably don't want to talk about it. You definitely don't want to talk
about how Top Rank not promote. Real quick, can we talk about how Top Rank not promote? I ain't really pick up on it till...
What, Devin Haney?
No. About this fight tonight. Mr. Wolf threw it at me. I ain't know. Because you know me, I'm a hardcore fan, so I just know fights coming up.
Yeah, this fight wasn't being promoted. It really wasn't promoted like that. It wasn't promoted heavy, which is crazy. Shakur, one of the top dogs at Top Rank.
I wonder, is this a ploy? Almost, we're not gonna promote it. We're gonna see how well. But you know, it's back at home.
I was about to say that.
He don't really need a lot of promoting to go back home.
That's true.
But at the same time, we know how Bobby. We know how Bobby is. Big Bobo will sit there and do stuff and say, "This the next Muhammad Ali. I swear, I've never seen a kid get in there and do what he's doing."
Playing my man Bob like that.
And then right after that, we'll promote you. And then as soon as you fight a certain amount, or you get into a certain stage, and you rebel or whatever the case may be, all of a sudden he not promoting your fights the same way. Wow, and then next thing you know, he doesn't sell. I mean, we've lost money his last 2 fights, and now we're trying to get him a big fight. Come on now. Yeah. Come on. And then he want to look at you sideways when you say, all right, then if that's the case, drop me.
Yeah.
Like, it took Mr. Wolf to throw it at me. He said, man, you know that a lot of people don't know the fight is tonight. I said, how they not know? It's Shakur. But I had to remember, it's me. Like, I'm going to know a fight. It's
Friday, fights. Too. It's not Saturday. It's kind of throwing people off a little bit. The fight is tonight, guys. Undercard started at 6. Main card started at 10. We tapped in. I'm definitely tapped. The undercard is crazy. Shoo on the undercard.
Shoo.
A lot of dudes on the undercard, man. Oh, my God. It's going to be a fantastic undercard. Make sure you guys tap in tonight. ESPN Plus, 6 p.m.
And Troy coming back. Troy Isley. Shout out to my boy, Big Troy. Yeah. He in training camp right now. He going to come back to the Garden soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, it's so many young fighters that Top Rank got right now. It's like a pipeline damn near. Yeah. It's like a straight up pipeline damn near coming from the amateur program right into Top Rank.
That's a good assessment. They are grabbing a lot of these guys fresh. A lot of the young prospects are with Top Rank. To be honest, that's a good assessment.
Yeah.
Hey, but like I said, I know you don't want to talk about it, but the fight happened, and I know you hated it. You probably didn't even watch the fight, to be honest. How did you feel about Canelo Triple G? I know I said something on my Instagram about it. I talked about it. I never got a chance to talk to you about it.
I know what I'm about to say.
How'd you feel about it? How'd you feel about it?
Get your boy. Get your man.
Hey, come on, bro.
Dang.
Come on, we gotta do it, man. We gotta do it real quick. For the people, for the viewers.
For what?
Because.
For what?
You talking about Triple G and Canelo Alvarez.
I know I'm under contract and everything, but I'm gonna start standing up for myself around this motherfucker. I said to God, if I don't want to talk about something, I ain't talking about it. Look.
Did you watch the fight?
No, I ain't watched that bullshit. No. Damn. Stop bugging me about that damn fight. Damn.
Enough said. He ain't even watched the. Hey, y'all. He ain't even watched the fight.
You know what? Because have y'all picked up on what BINK do? Hey, Niche, am I lying? Don't BINK do this shit. If I don't want to talk about something, he'll keep nitpicking at it to piss me off and then get me on a roll every time. Remember that thing I sent you? He's like, I'm being serious. Like, what are you laughing for? I'm being serious. He said, what do you got? He said, like, I'm dealing with absolutes. I'm dealing with fucks here. Like that's every fucking time. This is a fight that should have happened right after the second. After that second fight, Next year, it should have been on.
What? I think Canelo, he moved up to 175, I think. 160.
Nah, not him double dutching weight classes. Yeah, I don't give a shit about him moving up. He could have easily made that fight that next year.
It would have been the same outcome, though.
I don't care if it's the same outcome. It would
have been the same outcome.
Everybody. Who wanted to see that fight? Who wanted to see? Who? Get the... Boy, I will hit you in your... Boy, I'm looking right at your liver. Look. Who the bloody hell wanted to see that fight? Like, really? Who wanted to see that fight? Nobody. Everybody know. Everybody know.
I know he watched the fight. You watched the fight?
Thank you, Nietzsche. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
In my defense, I watch every fight. I watch every fight. I don't miss no fight, man. Nah, y'all crazy, man. Y'all need to go. Man, we got a horn button on the roadcaster or something, man.
Look.
Blow the horn on this.
Let's break this down. Respect to Triple G. Off top, I really want to give respect to Triple G. This man got almost 400 amateur fights. By that time, you're just a pro. For real. I'm just telling you what I know. Like, this man went through all of them tournaments, AIBA, everything, turns pro. Y'all know how much he's done been through to get to that point. I'm not knocking it. But at the same time, we know Triple G ain't the same. We know he's not. Yes, he holds two titles at 60. We know he not the same. It's wear and tear. It's time. But his fighting style, I never forget. When you see guys like Joe Frazier, Triple G, you look at those type of fighters, and if you know what comes with this game, the possible outcomes, you tip your hat to Mr. Frazier. You tip your hat to Mr. Triple G because of you know what. If you know what comes with this game, with the possibilities, you respect them. But at the same time, you can see the wear and tear starting to show now. And now you go down and fight this man again. It's a nice payday, but how much, if they made 45 and 20 million, then how much more would they have made?
Oh, they got paid for sure. They definitely got paid this.
I mean, and we ain't even talking about the back end. That's just as soon as they get to the dressing room. There's still back end money that still got to be calculated. There's still sponsorship money that got to be calculated. So yeah, they got paid. But how much, if they would have, after that second fight, if they would have did it again, I'm sorry. And then it just looked sloppy. It just looked bad to me. I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to watch it. I know one thing. Canelo need to start sharpening up again. That's all I can say. Just from the highlights I watched.
That's a good assessment. To be honest, Triple G didn't do bad. He started off slow. Yeah. But once he got like around 8 or 9 and he really got behind his jab with, that shotgun jab he got and started walking towards Canelo, he closed the distance and he started to get off. It wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't blown away by the fight. It wasn't a boring fight. It was a classic fight. A regular classic fight. It's not gonna go in the record books for nothing.
So you saying it was a classic fight?
Not a classic. Not a classic as in Ali Frazier classic. Not classic.
No. I'm not gonna put it on you like that. I mean classic, so just as good as the second fight. Is that what you're saying?
No, it wasn't as good as the second one.
Okay, so why you saying classic, my boy?
Classic as in basic. That's what I mean. Like a classic, basic ass fight.
It was a glorified spawn session.
Nah, I wouldn't say that neither. Because, to be honest, Canelo hit Triple G with some dynamite right hands. Mm-hmm. And Triple G walked through all of that shit. Mm-hmm. But I do want to bring this up, though. Canelo talking about his hand hurt. Mm. He had a hand injury he been dealing with since Caleb Plant. That's his left hand, though. Which kind of makes sense because he do throw that left upper. Vicious.
Where you getting that, Bink?
Maybe that's why, he don't throw he wasn't able to throw the jab like that against Bivol. Maybe that's why he wasn't able to.
Oh, hell no.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Keep your headphones on. Scoot this mic closer.
Nah, dog. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this. Cut my pay. Hey, yo, my pay get cut. It is what it is, my boy. I'm out. Kenichi, Yeah, you want to switch? I can do that shit. All right, what you want?
He gonna go back there and jack the whole show up. Don't let him back there.
Just
he gonna F the whole show up.
Tell me what you want me to press. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just hit the button where it's like you can see the wide joint where it's just us two, and I'm just leave it at that. And then I'm gonna walk out the door. Okay, cool. Okay, no, all right. I gotta sit here. I gotta stay. Oh, okay, I gotta. All right, my producer's telling me I gotta stay. So look,
hold on, real quick. We got El Paso Route 1 Alexandria in the chat. It says slipping kind of on the way to the top. It's definitely a must-see podcast. And before you get going on your rant and on your route, sound like Skip Bayless in here. What's your thoughts? The Nobody 718. What's your thoughts on Isaac Cruz development and what's your thoughts on his future? Real quick.
Pitbull. I'm gonna now. This is what I could get into. Scratch that other bullshit, because we all know that was some bullshit. All right,
we're going right back to it too.
No, we are not.
I'm going back to it. Go ahead.
All right. Pitbull. You know we got to mention Ryan if we mention Pitbull.
You got to.
Let's say, man, Pitbull look good. Pitbull turning the corner. He's starting to look more and more like a pro. Like more, not just, ramrod and just letting his hands go. Now he's pulling off a little bit more of an angle. He's using more hops, slide steps. Beautiful, man. I'm telling you. And I said this. I got asked on Instagram. What did I think about it? And I shot the God, who the heck it was? I shot an instant match like to him, recording everything, and I just put it straight how it is. Ryan, if you want to know how good Isaac Cruz development is, look at Ryan Garcia. Look at where Ryan is, and now you got someone else who really came out the back tail end of the came all the way 5 cars back and came up to catch up to him. And this fight was made 2 times, and then talked about the 3rd time. Well, it didn't go to they were trying to make a contract the 3rd time, but it was definitely a contract made 2 times. I've been told. And the 1st time, I got injured or something like that. The 2nd time, I'm having mental health issues, whatever, cool. 3rd time, it's Pitbull father said, if we're gonna do this, we need compensation for if he backs out of the fight. And now you got somebody like Pitbull who if he goes, man, he gonna be if he keeps developing and if he just starts grabbing guys' gloves and sliding under them, like go under the rib a little more and go under guys and then sidestep a little more. If he starts incorporating more sidestep, it takes a little more effort. You got to get more accustomed to it, pushing your stamina to do it. But if this boy starts pivoting on dudes on the inside, think about where he be on the inside. If this is my guy right here, the way Pitbull come in, first he used to just come in like this. And then now he's working, just nonstop, right? Boom, boom, man, scene. Just keep going. Then you starting to see his last few fights. Boom, now he going here a little more. Instead of just being here and working, he slide over a little more, roll a little more. Now imagine if this boy star 45 in it, 90 degree in it, turn it, grabbing dude's glove. Remember, it's the pro. You can grab the glove, pull over here, throw his shoulder, lock the dude in, or then get in clinches with dudes. Someone's dude throw a jab and he pulling. Oh, you want to try to use your height on me and lock me up? Okay, lock that boy glove up, shoot the left uppercut a little bit, shoot some more uppercuts, work on the inside the right way. That young man, he gonna surprise a lot of people.
Nah, that's fast. I've been saying for the longest that Pitbull is.
Yes,
I've been saying it. I'm probably one of the first people to say it about Pitbull. That joke is the truth, yo. Y'all need to keep an eye on Pitbull. And everything he said, I agree. I ain't got nothing else to add. He said it all. Once he starts picking up those little intricacies of the sport and doing those little things, that's really gonna elevate his game. He changing the game for a lot of people at 35.
Because you gotta. Because for instance, let me use me as an example. If I'm a fighter fighting Pitbull, I know I'm not a Pitbull type fighter. I could throw, I have my days where I could throw a lot of punches, but 9 times out of 10 ain't on the same punch output as him. Yeah. So my whole thing is he's gonna try to overheat my ass, and I need to try to keep him as much under control as possible, run my shots, pivot, and be in dog shape, like try to be in Paul Williams type shape to keep running the numbers.
Yeah.
You go into that fight with that mindset that I might not get knocked out, but I might get a working over. Like Aaron Pryor almost. Like you just know this dude is not. He's unrelenting. Slow down. Like one of them. So you really gotta try to outsmart him and use his aggression against him. Like, all right, now I'm gonna use my back foot to pivot. As soon as you try to pivot, now I'm gone. And I caught you with a counter left hand as I step around. Like you gotta try to think that way when you're in it with somebody like Pitbull. Like remember when he fought? Man, I love these two guys. Like the Magdaleno family, they are fucking Vegas royalty. Them Bamas was nice. That whole Magdaleno family, man. Shout out to them. But when he fought Pitbull, nobody knew who the hell Pitbull was. I didn't even know who he was. And you know that's rare if I don't know. Yeah, and Slim. And it was the uppercut that really, when he sat there, pop, boom, and then it took everything. He was gone. The first uppercut did it. And Diego thought in his mind, fight or flight. Either I'm going to move or I'm going to fight my way out. And he went out like a soldier. He said, I'm going to try to fight my way out. And he got caught because he tried to throw that hook, try to counter him too. And he tried to throw his uppercut with, boom, he got caught first. And you like, cook, God almighty, this man. That was the smartest move he could have made because like, I ain't getting there with this esteemed pro and just trying to box with him. I'm going to try to jump on him and see where the chips lay. If we get to the 4th round, he's still there. Back off for 2 rounds and recharge and jump back on him. Yeah. But man, after that, I said, oh, this man running numbers like that.
And it's vicious. And it's like he doesn't second guess. He throw every punch with bad intention. And he don't second guess his punches. He letting it roll. That joker, man. Pitbull a damn beast, man. Shout out to Isaac Cruz, man. You got a fan in me, brother.
Man, if you're at his weight class,
I would skip over his name on the list. So I got this guy. I'm jumping over that. I'm trying to get this guy.
Yeah, because he's still a high risk level ward in a sense. So it's kind of like I'm not gonna see him unless I got to.
Right.
Like over time, and then hell, if he keeps building up, because I think he could win a title. You know, but it's like okay, as this keeps going. If I could do this and he keeps, because you know how they love Latinos love that how they'll fall in love with you quick and you fight like that.
Indeed.
And they are very, very prideful. Like when you fight like that, they will love you quickly.
Forever.
And it's like, all right, well, I'll see him down the line. If I'm Pitbull, I'm like, man, I need to just stay busy. Just stay busy. Just try to stay busy. Stay in the gym. Just take whatever those fight and keep inching up that ladder a little more to where they have no other choice but to take you as a mandatory or somebody vacate and you take that vacate. And you know, so but that man right there, I keep telling people, I'm sorry. He could get hit by Ryan's hook, but I said that when he was still how he fought Tank. The one who fought his last 2 fights, oh nah, I don't know if he's gonna get hit with that hook now. He's jumping in faster. He's picking his spots when he wants to jump in faster. Pivoting faster. It's like, oh man, this boy gonna start to get on point. Like, okay.
And look at how he built. If there's anybody in that division that's gonna eat that hook from Ryan Garcia, I think it's Pitbull. And if that spells disaster for Ryan, if he hit him with his best shit and Pitbull come forward still, he don't phase, he walk right through that. Oh my God, imagine Ryan Garcia's demeanor. What are you gonna do? Get on his bicycle?
Yep, that's what he's gonna do. He has no other choice. But you know what? Real quick, since people they asked me to speak about this.
Hold on, real quick though.
What's up?
Chris Glenn in the chat. My boys, y'all know I had to stop in and show some love, man.
Big
Always
Blue.
Love. Appreciate you, brother. Go ahead.
Shout out to Blue, man. That boy, man, I love that, man.
Hell of a fighter.
Development, man. I love his development.
Special guy.
He said, nah, first fight. Nah, I don't want to fight him. I want to fight Glenn. Win. Second fight. Nah, I don't want to fight him. I want to fight Glenn. Win. Yep. Nah, third fight. I don't want to fight him. I want to fight Glenn. Win.
When they gonna learn?
Oh, man. Yo, he had me rolling. Man. Yo, he had me rolling.
Glenn ain't the one you want to come in and get an easy fight. Glenn is not. Chris Glenn, the blueprint, is not your tune-up guy. Don't do it to yourself.
He's not, dog.
Don't do it to yourself.
And then once he gets you under control, he gonna let you know about it as the rest of the fight.
Right. Deceptive hand speed, power.
Oh Lord.
Man, don't hit up Chris Glenn for no tune-up. It might be your last time. Real life.
Oh,
go ahead,
man.
Go ahead.
But people, they was like, can you talk about Ryan real quick? And then since you're gonna let me talk about this, we could go back to B-Ball and I'm gonna cook your ass about it too. Anywho, So, this whole thing with Bevo. I mean, not Ryan. Bevo, I'm sorry, with Ryan.
Look, got your mind fucked up. He can't even think straight.
Man, I can't get over that topic, bro. That just pissed me off. Anyways, so I said it and I meant it and I'm sticking by it. I think he's checking out. He cashing out.
Oh, you talking about that?
I think he's trying to cash out because he's had ample amount of fights and he hasn't gotten no better.
Yeah.
And then we broke down. We're not gonna go back over. You want to go back? Go back and look at the view when we were here. And I said I broke down each fight, everything I heard from the Canelo camp, everything I saw what he did while in camp, and leaving and going on the paparazzi strip and all that stuff, and the money he's making outside the ring. He was getting $250,000 a fight with Golden Boy. Signed his new contract. He's getting a half a ticket. Good money. Good money. Now, and when I bought this up, I bought it up because of remember we was talking about the whole them saying that December, him and Tank talking on Twitter, and then Oscar came out of nowhere. I'm like, man, Oscar done invested all this money in this boy. He ain't letting that slide. If I sign you for $40 million, what are you expecting to get back? You expecting to try to get 80 or more back. Right. You ain't trying to break even on that. So as that goes, he's probably sitting there, oh no, this kid, man, no. We got to do this. Like, he ain't moving on without me type of thing. And then you got Ryan. It seems like to me, he could easily. When we were all talking, I think I said, if I'm smart, I'm going to say I want to fight Kambosos, Devin. Then I think I said Shakur, and then Teofimo, because I felt like the danger of the punching power. Teofimo, and then last is Tank, because and then for money reasons and for preservation reasons. Because you can fight Devin and not worry as much about getting hurt. Like you can get hurt, but you're gonna, you're not. It's so much anxiety. You gotta worry more about boxing. You can sharpen your skills up. When you get to Tank, there's more of a danger of being hurt. And you got to be ready. But also the money is that's the pinnacle. Right. Tank is probably gonna be the pinnacle on the money side part. Yeah. And now you skip past all that and you want to say, I want to fight Tank. Come on now. You want, I want Tank now. I want Tank. Oh, the belts don't matter, all that stuff. No, I think he cashing out. I honestly think I'm going to give y'all a history lesson. Gentleman Jerry Cooney had a ramrod left hand. He hit you with that left hook, you knew about it. And turns out he had the worst anxiety about fight. As good as he was, as far as he went, he really didn't. He freaking out. Right. He's freaking out. Think about that. This dude is 20+0, putting dudes down, and he's freaking out. And you remember if you don't know what he did to Ken Norton, when he stopped Ron Lau with the body shot, then he goes and fights Ken Norton. And that's what made people a believer, because up there he was fighting cab drivers. Listen to what I'm talking about. Because that's why BINK love when I be talking, because it be like, I'll talk about stuff, but it always relates back to the topic and stuff. You be like, wait a minute. Oh, it's other. But Jerry Cooney is 20+0. Look at this box rec. People was like, man, he fighting. Well, I think if you watch Legendary Nights, I forget the Legendary Reporter, he was like, man, he was fighting 3-car conductors and cab drivers when you look at the list of fighters that he fought. And then he beats Ron Lau, and then he fights Ken Norton. Black Hercules, jawbreaker, Ken Norton. And that's what made people a believer. And what he did to Ken Norton in 54 seconds. What Tomlin said in the interview about, and I speak the same sentiments. I've seen fighters get killed in the ring. That was unlike it. That was just as bad. When you see how bad Ken Norton was put down, and Ken Norton never fought again after that. And I think that damage. Of course, he was in a lot of wars, the Larry Holmes war and stuff, but that one right there, that took it you know, that told that line. Maybe stepped over it. But Jerry Cooney, after he fought Larry Holmes, he only fought a few more times. And it was so spaced out. And he was almost like he wanted to do it, then didn't want to do it. Then did want to, all right, I'll step back out there again. Then, you know, he would get big cash backs out of it. You know, then he fought George Foreman. And then that beating he took with George, it was over with. He was done. But if you look at, matter of fact, can we pull up his box rec, bro? And look at that. I want to see the dates. If you look at those dates after that Larry Holmes fight, because I think he took a year or two off after the Holmes fight, rightfully so. But if you look, it's like, hold up. He took that and then he backed up, then he fought some more. But he really was like almost like a cash grab and then kept it moving. But Jerry Cooney didn't need the money. But it was more so, do I really want to keep going? Do I not? You know, do I want to put it out there? You know, and he still didn't fully have that fire. His fire was there, but the anxiety will overtake it. And I mean, go look at Rich, the fight historian on YouTube. Go to that man's channel. This man got so many great fighters and documentaries. And go look at the Jerry Cooney one.
Well, they say anxiety is good. They say that's the body's natural defense system. You know, Mike Tyson talked about having anxiety with all of his fights.
Some guys they can respect. Some guys feed off. Some guys can't. Some guys I know throw up. Sometimes they, you know, some guys leg bouncing like a basketball. My first fight, my legs bouncing. Man, he gonna be fine. Shout out to Olympic coach Herb Martin, man. Relax, baby, you gonna be fine. You know, you gonna be fine. You know, Dad's like, you gonna be all right. Don't worry about it, man. You gonna do the same thing you been doing. You know, those that I think he just couldn't get over that. And if you take it to Ryan, if you take that same thing from Ryan and you go to look at Jerry Cooney and just compare it. Look at Jerry Cooney. Listen, everything I'm saying, and look at Ryan. It's almost like he's making so much money outside of that. And everything that he's doing, he just did. He did the Damian Lillard commercial. He just did the commercial with Lil Wayne, the NFL's back when Shoe Shining. He did that. All of that, he's perfectly fine now. He's making enough with Instagram and everything that he's doing outside the square that one night of fighting just equals that. It's almost like pocket. That's like secondary damn near.
Yeah.
When you got so many people making $75K a post, or you making, I've heard $100,000 a post. I've heard a lot of crazy numbers just for a post. You know, so I think honestly, he might, if you calling out 10, he trying to cash out.
Great possibility. I mean, shit. Makes sense.
We pull it up?
Yeah, I got the box check right here. Which one you looking for?
Let's go to Jerry. Let's go to Larry Holmes. Now, we had Larry Holmes. 1982. He didn't come back for 2 years. And that was when he had fights, and then all of a sudden the fight would get canceled. Jerry Cooney, I'm gonna fight and it'll be canceled again. Then he wound up after he fought that comeback fight. What was the next date?
It's December 84. Then he was off until March. Was that May? May of 86.
2 years off.
Then came back in June of 87. And then finished his career in 1990.
Then took 3 years off. And then fought George Foreman. And it's over with.
28-3, 24 knockouts.
28-3.
I see what you're saying. You got a good point there.
It's weird. Like, it's really weird, though, when you look at it. When you look at some of the past stuff, like look at Jerry Cooney and look at Ryan Garcia. Look at the fanfare a little bit. It's almost like, man, this ain't.
My man, 100 Gang Nate, we outside. What's up, baby? Make sure y'all follow 100 Gang Nate. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. He got a badass car. He love cars. Got a badass car, man. So tap in and check him out. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
You see how smooth he do that shit, though? So it's like, but yeah, man, I'm sorry. I just honestly think that he has not gotten better as a professional. Everybody has passed him. And he's trying to cash out. He don't want to do this like that no more. He don't. I mean, but the money is good. He getting up there now. He's making so much money outside the boxing. It's like, man, I don't need this no more. And then every time it's something like a test, you know, somebody like Pitbull, something like that, it's like, all right, if I lose to Pitbull, my career is over almost. I take a big step back. So I need to get this. I don't want to run that gauntlet of that list of fighters. Let me go ahead and see if I could get Tank now, because that's going to be the biggest fight.
Yeah.
And it's gonna say, casuals are gonna be all over it. That hardcore is gonna be fighting to get in because so many casuals are gonna be watching it. So let's try to make that now and get that over with.
Nah, you're right, bro.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I mean, everything you're saying makes sense. It adds up. So I guess only time will tell. Only time will tell. You know, I was talking to Derek yesterday about the whole situation, and I'm not gonna leak anything. I'm not the kind of dude to leak anything like that, any kind of news. So if y'all want to find out that kind of news, go to these other boxing platforms. I love to post that kind of news.
We actually in the fight game, and we actually have real relationships with these people and trust with these people. Okay.
Right. So you want to hear some news like that, go to some other pages. I'm not gonna do it here. But hey guys, real quick, we're gonna take a quick break. Check out this commercial we got from one of our sponsors, El Paso Route 1 Alexandria. They're gonna be sponsoring a food drop with us. So
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, check out this break right here, y'all. That was El Paso Route 1 in Alexandria, Virginia. Make sure y'all check them out on Instagram. I cannot wait for this food drop, man. I'm about to go crazy on that. I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
And the shrimp look good. I'm rewatching it, man. The tacos, man. Yeah. I can't wait to try that. Can they bring a margarita in here? Can I get a margarita?
Those same women be there?
Look at this guy. He tweaking. He the one wilding out. I got a girlfriend.
I just want to see if
I got a girlfriend. My girlfriend in the chat.
That's all I want.
He talking about the women. It ain't me. He talking about the women, y'all. So, hey, leave me up out of there. It ain't me.
I'm single. The other one got kicked to the door. I'm straight.
Hell no, man.
What if it says, go ahead and leave. See if I chase you.
Hell no, man. But guys, for real though, El Paso Route 1 in Alexandria, Virginia. Make sure y'all check them out and show mad love. They're gonna be doing a food drop with us here soon, next week or sometime soon in the near future.
Yeah. I appreciate them, man, because they really believed in us. Like, watch this before Double R came on.
Before
Double R. Shout out to the real Double R, Rihanna Rios, man. And then that smart. And then,
I said hi to my girlfriend in the chat. She said smart.
Sorry, sis.
Yeah, it ain't me, man.
It was me.
It's him. It's him. I'm glad that's on camera too, so they know it ain't me. They know it ain't me.
Oh God! Then my other producer just in here like these two fools
off the chain.
Like, so let's go ahead. He gave me a topic. I gotta go ahead and reply to his bullshit.
Let me re-ask the question.
Go ahead, man. His left hand in this one. Go ahead.
Canelo, he came out saying he hurt his left hand against Caleb playing. After Caleb, he fought who? Who'd he fight after that? Who'd he fight? He fought
Bivol.
It was Bivol straight after Caleb?
I believe so.
Was it? Okay. So he went straight to Bivol.
I'll double check.
I thought he fought somebody else in between.
I don't think so. I'm going to the box right now.
Pull it up real quick. Pull it up. I'm gonna ask you a very, very, very tough question. I want a tough answer.
Oh my God. All right now. It better be a tough question, because if it's not, I'm gonna give you a look.
You give me a look all the time, right?
No, I don't.
I ain't talking about a look. Come on, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he fought Bivol right after.
Straight after the Caleb Plant fight.
Straight after.
Okay, I was thinking of somebody else.
He fought him 6 months later.
Okay. So, with the hand injury, you saying that had no effect on his performance against Bivol. And I feel like why you saying that is because he would have lost to Bivol anyways. I feel the same way.
You sure?
I'm positive. No.
Okay.
No. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back to my Instagram post way back when the fight was announced. I said, if anybody going to beat Canelo, it's going to be Dimitri Bivol.
True.
Did I not say that?
Yes, you did.
I've been on record saying, and I'm one of the biggest Canelo fans. And I said, hell no, this Bivol fight tough. I don't know if he want to do this with Bivol. Now, knowing all that, Canelo with a healthy hand, I'm going to ask you first. In the rematch, does he beat Bivol, or is Bivol just too much of a match for him at 175? Answer the question, honestly.
Yo, man.
Yeah. tighten them up, y'all.
Man,
this y'all boy Golden Boy right here.
Man, this y'all blowing me, man.
This y'all boy Golden Boy.
Oh, no. You know how many times, and I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, one thing, since we really want to talk about Cinnamon, let's go. Let's really go there. Let's really go there. No, because y'all know I got love for Cinnamon. Boy, man, I watched him when he turned pro. Like, I watched this boy come up. So, because he really wasn't in the amateur program like that. He fought like 16 amateur fights in Mexico, and that was it. Right. When that boy, I forgot who said it on Instagram, but it was right to what I feel. If you stand in front of Cinnamon, that man would look like Sugar Ray Robinson. Give him some head movement. Give him a jab that matter. That man was like looking for directions at the nearest gas station. Lost as hell. Started to look sloppy. If you give him a jab with some conviction, now don't put no bullshit jab out there. This is a high-level fighter. But if you commit to your stick, if you commit to the stick, and you commit to like countering his, coming over top of his stick, frustrate him, sometimes mimicking his movements, like really give him something, he's stuck. And then the next thing you know, he a 7-round fighter. 8-round, he a 6-round, 7-round fighter. I mean, at first when he was at 54, I understood why, because he was a kid trying to make weight. You know, he's killing himself. But now 60, 68, I don't want to hear that. Because I remember when he fought Mr. Trout. When he fought Mr. Trout, Austin Trout, shout out to Austin Trout, man. That was, man, I still keep in contact with him.
Close fight.
You could see when Mr. Trout started to pick it up and feed it back to him and then really invest in them stabs in the body and mimicking the same thing. All of a sudden, Canelo go back here, go back to the ropes, trying to look. You slow him down significantly. Now, let's go to this whole junk about if his hand was healed and throwing a jab. You know how many friends I know who done destroyed their hands in fights, and they still throw their jab, but it ain't gotta land. This is the thing that, since you want to talk about the jab, young fighters, your jab do not have to land to be effective.
That's facts.
Your jab I never forget this. Shout out Sugar Wayne, shout out Big Wayne. I never forget, I sparred, get out the ring. Everything was on point. He said, you look good. You look good, Junior. But why you got a nice jab at every angle, but why are you trying to aim at the target each time? Why you aiming for the face? I said, trying to go to the top of the headgear so I could make his neck snap and slowly get whiplash, and you can see it, and it starts to go down his whole back, and I can freeze him a little bit. Look at what Ollie did to Floyd Patterson. But he said that's good. But also remember, if his hand wiggle, shoot it at his hand. Shoot it at his collarbone. Shoot it under his wrist. Shoot it in the jag will go anywhere. And it don't gotta land. You can sit there and just hit his glove just to get his attention and move it out the way. Boom, drop your brick. There's so many ways the jab could be worked. That's why you hear old fighters say nobody got no real jab these days no more like that. Only a few of them do. And the new generation really got a jab. Like, the art of the jab is gone. It's been gone.
I like what Teddy Atlas says, put bugs on the windshield. Use your jab, put bugs on their windshield. Same kind of analogy, man. We got Nate in the chat. He said, Canelo not like that. Basic fighter to me. Trout fight was a draw, truth be told. I can see that.
And I had people say
that knockdown, though, that was the only thing.
It's like,
that was the only thing.
Man, I'm sorry, Cinnamon. Just to me, if you give him a jab with conviction, if you sit there and you give him something to look at, it ain't the same. So no, he could have easily gave Bivol something to look at, whatever to throw. But when he threw that sweeping right hand that he's known for, and he hit Bivol in that 2 or 3 times, and you could see Cinnamon do this. Pop.
He got frustrated because it didn't
like,
move.
No, this mug ain't moving. Man,
move him,
you know what that feeling is? Man, this mug ain't moving. Like, this mug ain't moving, bro.
You literally saw Canelo's face expression change.
Yeah, it's like when he lifted up.
You saw the panic. You saw the panic.
Like, God, dang, this Bama not moving.
Yeah, because that same shit that worked with what's his name? The tall dude. Is it Liam Smith?
No. That's Beefy. Callum Smith.
Callum
that's
Smith.
The younger brother.
Callum Smith. He blew his bicep up. Yeah. He was doing the same thing to Kovalev. Made him drop his lead hand. But it didn't work with Bivol. But I told everybody Bivol different, yo. He's fundamentally sound. He's tough. He's solid. He trains hard. He don't waste his punches. He's just a very technically sound dude. He was gonna be a problem for Canelo, and I still think with the second fight, he's still gonna be a problem with that one too. But guys, I guess this here, man. Guess. We got the professor of the sweet science, Mike Fox, in the building. Let's bring him in.
Big Fest. Yes, sir. That's my brother. What's up, man? Sir. Y'all, can I do this one?
Go ahead, bro.
This, man, I gotta do this. This, it's, I know every guest that come on here, but there's certain ones that it's a different relationship with, man. Like I'm talking about, Junior in the hospital, Junior Silk. Oh, man, Tech, you straight? You need something, whatever? That deep type of relationship. This guy right here, man, watch him grow up. I'm ecstatically proud of this man. We got the real one here. One of the few that the old timers can look at and say, you know what, I like this guy. I tip my hat to this kid. Professor Michael Fox is in the Kenichi Bed Studios, y'all. Yes, indeed.
What's good, though?
Yes,
What's
indeed.
up with you, man? How you been, man?
I can't call it, man. I can't call it.
I know that's right.
For the fight. We training.
For sure. When's your fight date?
October 8th, man. Carson, California.
Okay.
We got Mean Machine. We crossed the ring, so we looking at taking a big step coming back.
That's a huge step, man. I love that fight for you, though. Yeah. I love that fight. In Carson, that's like a historical event.
Yeah. Dignity Sports Arena, formerly Stub Hub. I think it had one other name too, but I don't really know.
Yeah. How's training camp been for you leading up to this fight?
Training camp's been good. It's part of the reason I'm late. I apologize.
No, you good, man.
I really do.
Where was we gonna go, Mike?
Yeah, I feel you. But I told y'all 3. That means something to me, man. My word means something. But I'd finished up sparring with Trayvon Marshall. We sparred Wednesday and today. So shout out to Trayvon Marshall coming through giving rounds.
Big snipe.
Andrew Council as well.
Yeah.
The week before that we got 2? Then we got 2 in with Jalil. We got 2 sessions in with Jalil and a session in with Kobe Breedy. So we working hard, man. We putting in work. You see the caliber, the level I'm sparring. This isn't a fight. Mm-hmm. I don't take any fight lightly. So each fight after 10, I was more important to me than the last one.
Oh, for sure. I've met you, I've known you, but I didn't grow up in the gym with y'all. So I don't know you like he know you know what I'm saying? So I like to ask deeper questions, like how did you get your start in boxing? Like what does boxing mean to you?
Oh yeah, well, I was like 4. I was 4 going on 5, but my birthday's in October, so about 4 years old, my brother, my father, we went to, my brother was playing football. We followed a couple of those guys to the gym. They said, hey, man, we're going to check out this boxing gym. It was Hillcrest. It was Hillcrest Boxing Gym. So they went there, we stayed, my brother was doing the 2-sport thing for a second. Mm-hmm. We played football and he boxed. But then, the guys that we went there, they went back to football. Ted stayed, I stayed, and when those dudes came back, Ted was on fire. Ted was piecing these guys up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I was young. I was 4. I was spar every now and then, but I always had to give up age and stuff. And it was guys, they was working with me. Actually, the first person I ever sparred was Dusty Harrison. Shout out to Dusty Harrison. October 1st, he's back.
Yeah, primo.
Good to see him back in the ring. Good to see him looking smaller too.
Yeah,
hey, good work, Dusty. Good work, man. They didn't think you do it. I ain't gonna lie. I worried. I'm like, dang, Dusty's humongous.
Hey yo, this is the part y'all don't get. Big already said, I already know I ain't gonna have to talk this episode because y'all too stupid. Because I'm telling y'all, y'all don't understand. Funny as hell, bro. Is low key funny as hell. I got so many stories I'm gonna tell on this joint, y'all. Go ahead.
I be chilling, man. But shout out to and let me just say, I hold a high regard to everybody I spar. So seeing Dusty Harrison make his way back to the ring is a big deal. For me, I'm proud. I'm actually proud to see it. This is like an older brother to me. Shout out to my teammate Greg Outlaw. He was just up here. He's fighting on the card, and big shout out to Anthony Peterson. That's one of the guys I looked up to like the most. Anthony Peterson and Lamar Peterson coming up on ESPN. Dudes was monsters. What I mean? Especially Anthony Peterson. I think he still got that up in him. You know what I mean? He hasn't had to break it out yet, but like that ESPN is still gonna be one that could clip one of these young guys, you know. And he's got the record to put himself right back in a big fight. So you know, shout out to that card, and you know, and shout out to PBC for putting me on October 8th on the Fundora Ocampo undercard.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So what about boxing at that young age made you stay where everybody else went back to go play football?
I mean, when I was in there, man, I was just hitting bags. I like, you know, you just like hitting stuff. I ain't listen to no bells. I ain't had no form or nothing. And then like, you know, I think one day, you know, my dad was there, and then Mr. McCann, RIP to Mr. McCann, Bardell McCann. He finally said, like, I think he told my father, he's like, man, I mean, he in here, man. Get some hand rides, let's show him some stuff. I think at the time, you know, when I was young, they just was letting me punch myself out so I go to sleep at night. But you know, but then they said, yeah, he's like, man, let's see if we can get him to grasp some of this stuff. And then yeah, I did, and I stuck with it. I liked it, you know. 4 years old, first sparring set, or by this time I think it was 5. I think my sparred Dusty, got tuned up real nice because Dusty had a couple years over me, and he has already been fighting. Tuned me up real nice, and then but I didn't want to leave, man. I didn't want to leave. Despite anything that happened in the ring, even the days I'm working miss with my dad, he hit me boom on the side of the head. Still came back every day, man.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to ask you, did you hit a crazy growth spurt and you had to adjust to your height, or was you always kind of tall?
I was dead for that, y'all.
The thing about it is, like, everything that happened to me happened to Ted's first. But, like, you know, Ted, and I think it has to do with, you know, at what point you know, born in the year. You know, my brother's birthday is in March. Okay. You know what I mean? So, you know, he got tall. He was the one that really had to make the adjustment. You know, my mother tells all the time, I told y'all father y'all was gonna be tall. He ain't think so. You know, that's their word. I let them have that conversation. Yeah. But yeah, he got tall, like, you know, and we got up to like, he spotted up to like 6 feet. But we used to be smaller than everybody. Ted's too. He spotted up to like 6 feet. He's like scrunching down because he don't understand. Like they asked my dad, like, Coach, man, why you fight like that? Why you scrunching down? He's supposed to be up here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's favorite Tommy Hearns, you know what I mean? And then he said, oh, man, he just got tall. He just got tall. So we knew it was gonna happen for me. We didn't necessarily know when, but by the time I was already making the adjustments. But the you know, I didn't actually have the growth spurt till like some 11th grade. The year, like towards the end of the year, I started getting tall. After summer, I come back taller. 12th grade, I graduated like 6'3.5". Now I'm like a solid 6'4". I was just talking to Andrew Council Wednesday. He was like, man, you getting taller? I said, I can't. I don't think so. He said, no, I'm telling you. He said, and he looked at my shoe. I had on boxing shoes. He was like, man, you might be getting taller. I like, oh, all right.
Same here, bro.
Right. So with the height gain, did you what did you add to your style, to your game that was a benefit for you with your height?
Oh, I mean, the thing is about what happened. We was still shorter than people. You know, we were able to move and be elusive and, you know, dip up under people and things like that. That's kind of one thing that, you know, that's one thing we kept when we were shorter and smaller than everybody. So I'm still at 6'4". I'm still, you know, moving around the ring, gliding around the ring and stuff like that. Coordination. Right. That coordination, I kept that. Right. I kept that, and, you know, and, you know, on the best and worst days I have sparring or anything like that, they come down to what my legs feel like that day. You know, to be truthfully honest, if my legs is messed up, I know what kind of day it's gonna be. Like, I might try. I'm trying. Like, man, I ain't gonna have it today. Right. We're gonna have to fight a little bit. I know that. That's just me. That's how I go in my heart. Like, we're gonna have to fight something. This is what it's gonna have to be. But I always know that the night that the fight comes, my legs gonna be fresh. You know what I mean? When I'm in training camp, put a lot of hard work in. So, so, you know, days will come with my legs toe up. You know what I mean? And then sparring sessions I'm never necessarily out of a sparring session, but you'll look and see, like, man, yeah, that's, you know, you was getting them today. You was getting them today, and then I was like, man, if I can't, but I'm in the mindset, I can't move, I'm gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am.
For sure. So are you used to fighting smaller guys? I want to ask you another question. after this?
I know. Yeah, I think I know what you're going. Yeah. I don't know though for sure. But
no, you probably got it. You probably got it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm 6'4". Like, I remember on the last broadcast they said, man, he's probably like the tallest welterweight. You know, like at 6'4", I have a height advantage over every weight class up until heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a short heavyweight. I would be like 6'4". I'd be a short heavyweight as long as Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua still boxing. You know, that's a short heavyweight. So, I'm used to it, man. I mean, that's what I've gotten from fight 1 to fight 25. Yeah, dudes was like shorter than me. Tall. I think the last dude I fought, he's like 5'11", and they like, man, that's exceptionally tall for the weight class. Yeah, right. That's exceptionally tall for the weight class. Right. And there's Fox, who was 6'4", which is like freakish for the weight class.
Right. So that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think a fight with you and Fundora will ever come into fruition?
I knew.
Why?
I mean, I remember somebody said like, Fundora could make 47. Would you fight him? So it's not really too many people I'm gonna say no to, unless there's like they got to be if I ever say no to a fight, I'll have a reason for you. You know what I mean? I'll have a reason for you whether you buy it or not. But like, I don't think if he was to be at 47, I'd fight him. I mean, it's gonna present a different challenge, but there's money involved. Mike Fox is a prize fighter. So
Indeed.
Straight like that.
I love it.
Bro, I remember when he started getting tall. This is like right around the time where Sly was like, after he fought Frank Alonso, he's like coming back home. So Keystone was starting to throw fights damn near every month, right? Probably February. I see him. I see Mike. Mike was about right here to my shoulder, like below my shoulder. 2 months go by, because at first Keystone was doing like every month, and then they skip a month, then they come back the next month. Yeah, right there below my shoulder. Skipped a month, he come back, he at my shoulder. 2 months later, wait, hold the how the hell? And I swear, bro, I swear to God, that's how it went. That 1 year. Am I lying, Mike? Like that was that 1 year.
It was something like that. Like
it was, bro. I said, stop growing. He was walking to the dressing room.
He used to always say
stop
that.
Growing, bro.
I said, bro,
he
said,
I
ain't
me,
that.
Man.
There's nothing I can do about that.
And I'm growing, and then the same time. And people still say the same thing, man. You look like you still growing. No, I'm not, dog. Like that's just how. And the thing I always admired about him and Sly is, and I've learned from them, is how they could change heights on you, change levels on you. Okay, all right. I'm gonna squat on you. I'm gonna give you a feint from here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stick this boom, boom, boom. And I was like, oh my, his first pro fight, he fought this guy from Mexico. This guy. I could hear the guy saying the stuff in Spanish, and I know what he's saying to Mike. And Mike didn't know what he was saying at first, and then he said something. Mike said, man, what you say? So we fight. So Mike go in there. Mike didn't get touched. I never forget this. First pro fight, Mike go in there. And I'm nervous, because it's a close friend of mine. Like, all right, come on, bro, do your thing. Do your thing, whatever. Man. Swift Jerry Hurd walk up. Sure, they might as well go ahead and pick somebody else tonight, because he ain't get touched. He ain't do nothing.
Really with that fight, I remember, I can tell you about the shout out to Ross Malavinsky, Keystone Boxing. You know, he put us on. Pro debut was April 18, 2014, against David Ruiz. They found David Ruiz the week of the fight. They said Ross was in the room going crazy, trying to actually find me a fight, because at that time I was coming in under 140. Coming in under 140 at the lowest I've ever come into the ring. I mean, weighed in at was 136. And when I told Bug that, Bug was like, man, oh goddamn, how you get down there? How you get down there like that? And I was just like, oh man, just he's still small. He tall, but he ain't real big. But anyway, I remember with that one, the guy that brought the coach, we were in the ring, doing the final instructions. He kept saying, he's like, man, look at his chin. That's what we going for. Look at his chin. That was going for an old black dude. And then he's like, and now as last time we touched gloves, I said, look at him. You a man. He's a boy. I was 18 at the time. So I just felt like, man, I'm about to piece this dude up. So that's like something bad. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the early fights, my father said, man, look, we're going to put you in with some guys. They're gonna be sturdy. He said, man, the only chance they really have is to knock you out. That's the only chance they have. You're gonna be better than everybody you fighting up against in these first fights. So don't give them a chance to knock you out. That's where the footwork and the movement come through. You know, where it's like you know, having the head off. I mean, I saw everything, but you also get a sense that shots are more dangerous. Like really, I watched that fight. At one point, somebody was asking, "Man, did you get hit at all?" Like, man, I think like 4 times I really remember catching anything, and that was 4 rounds. So in four rounds, you landed one punch per round.
Yeah.
Pretty good stats to me.
That's fantastic stats, man. Hey, real quick, shout out to Greg Outlaw in the chat. Say, let's go,
Sharpshooter.
Chuck. Best pure boxer in the game. Mike, a.k.a. Chuck, my boy. Your brother said, give it up for Chuck. Hashtag brothers Chuck Outlaw.
Hey, man. That's my man, Greg. But let me tell you, like, when Greg came, joined up on the team, man, it was beneficial for both of us. Like, Greg, I think it helped Greg speed along, like, kind of fast track his
development.
Career, his development. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? By this time, my father had worked with Tez for about 16, 17 fights. He worked with me about. I was in the teens as well. He had worked with Tony Thompson. He had a lot of experience. So he told me, man, come rock with us, man. Come train if you really want to try to turn pro and everything. But like having him there, having Greg Outlaw there, having somebody who's always around your size, that's a blessing. Like we can spar all the time. Like if for some reason we couldn't go to any other gyms, we could spar each other. And then like that next week, all right, y'all been working, we're gonna go to Headbangers. Lamont called. Lamont gonna bring Lamont Roach called. He gonna bring Lil Lamont and everybody through. Or Lamont Peterson will call, bring Max, shout out to Max Garland, and he'll bring Anthony through.
Man, I remember. Y'all don't understand how funny things, different things. I'll be nervous and he'll be saying something, make me loose, make me relax, whatever. But man, I never get one time. I tell a funny story. We at Rosecroft. I got dead like right after. So this particular fight about the fight, right? And he talking cash trash. He fought this white boy out of Lynchburg. His name was Jesse Noriega. I don't think Mike was even pro. We wasn't even pro yet. We was just because you remember me and you would hang out the whole fight. We would hang out the whole fight. So we walk up. We about to tell him, "All right, man, do your thing, whatever." Man, I don't know why they introducing his name. I was like, "The heck, man, it's my time. It's my time." I'm trying not to laugh, and then Mike just give me this look. So then all of a sudden the security dude, yeah, man, that dude been talking cash trash all day, man, whatever. So we go around watching the fight, beating the mess out of this white boy from Lynchburg, right where my mom from, near where my mom from in Chatham, Lynchburg, Virginia. This dude name was Jesse Noriega. He was getting pieced up. I mean, the boy was turning red, everything. And the cop that always used to work the fights, Conrad, came over to it. Man, they need to stop this. Man, he getting this bubble. Me and Mike looked dead at him and said, yeah, but if he get clipped, because this boy looks strong. If he hit him one time, you see how slow he hit him one time, it's over. Man, all of a sudden, this fool kept doing this Philly shell, whatever, with his head in the air.
I told you, he doing it wrong. You told him to sit down. He doing it wrong.
I'm standing right there. He said, this ain't going to, I'm like, no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't make me laugh. He said, this ain't going to be good. I said, I know he about to run right into it. Soon as he did, boom, he hit him right in the forehead. This man was stumble, hit the canvas. And all of a sudden, somebody in the crowd said, thanks, man. I was trying to see how the grip on the bottom of the shoes was.
I didn't even hear that, boy. That's terrible.
Slim. Somebody was right
terrible,
there.
son.
Like, wait, you was right here.
Yeah.
Conrad was right there. The dude was right there. He said, it was another fighter. I ain't gonna say who it was, but he said, man, I was trying to figure out how the grip on the bottom of the boots was. And we was done, dog.
Hey, boxing rough out here, man. Boxing rough. Fan bases, everything.
Yeah. He was winning every round, too.
Yo, all it takes is one, bro. All it takes is one.
Me and Mike was like, Mike sitting there giving me this look. Shh, man, I don't know how this about to go. And I'll be dying laughing the whole time, man.
Because it probably was a 4-rounder?
It was a 4.
Yeah,
it was a 4-rounder.
Yeah,
and it was in the tricky. 4th.
Yeah, and the 4 rounders be tricky. So, like, my father, he was like, man, you probably going to take, like, one more 4-rounder. We're moving to 6. He says, too much margin for error.
Yeah.
So, My first 4-rounder was my first 6-rounder, was actually January 17th, 2015. I fought Luis Rodriguez, at the DC Convention Center.
Yep.
So, but there wasn't, like there's a big margin of error because I seen dudes fight, like dudes fighting, trying to get them up out of there, got knocked down, got a draw with a bum record. I don't try to speak ill of people, but that record was terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he moved us to 6 rounds. He moved me to 6 rounds as quick as he could. He said, man, I ain't got time for you. We starting slow and getting in the deficit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? We trained, we got in shape for 6 rounds. You know, and that was like the first fight, and people were worried because that was the first fight I got like hit like really, really clean.
Yeah.
He was like, Blues, nah, you good, man. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm good, I'm fine.
I've expected it. Yeah.
I know exactly what he hit me with, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you don't hit me with that again. But I mean, when you are like a pure boxer, as they refer to me as, is like when they see you take a big shot, you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying, they call you ring generals and everything, but like every general was a soldier first. You know what I'm saying? So you was in them trenches, you got caught, you took yours. So I got hit, boom. I'm like, damn, that was fine. I was fine. I'm like, oh, nah. That's what I was like, welcome to the sport. But I could hear people like, shake it off, man, shake it off. I'm fine.
You tell me to relax. Like, I'm good, y'all.
The crazy part was where I was, because remember we walked out with you. I walked out with you. So where I stayed right by the corner. When people was doing it, I said, I knew he was fine because the first thing I looked at was his legs, and he was fine. I was like, oh, he's good. Yeah. And I looked at his eyes. He wasn't glassy.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I know he's exactly. fine. He's fine.
Shot a jab, brought it back low. He rocked on the jump, straight left. I was southpaw versus southpaw. Shot left over top, boom. I'm like, shit.
Should have got touched with that.
Yeah, like, you know, like that's on me. Lazy jab. You know what I'm saying? And by that time, it was only the second round. I hadn't like really established it clean. Like I know when I started landing, like you land a few jabs, but then once you start landing like really clean, like for me, once I start landing clean, not really gonna miss him no more. Especially if you giving me like the same look. You got now, it makes them have to start giving a different look. Things like that.
For sure. I got a question for you in the chat from the Nobody 718. He said, question for Mike. How was it to share the ring with the DC legend Chop Corley?
Shout out Big L. What's up, baby? I knew that was him.
For me, it was you know, I was on it, but you know, I had a job to do. I mean, that was a big deal just because, like, I mean, really, I was on the undercard with DeMar Nicholson and everything, but like, really, me and Chop actually brought like a lot of buzz to that card.
Yeah,
you know, it was a lot going on too. You know, shout out to Tony Jeter for giving us the platform and everything. Shout out to Maryland Live because first card of Maryland Live, they called me. My dad called me and said, "Yeah, we got Chop. You want to fight Chop?" I was like, "Yeah, I fight Chop." He said, at first we was thinking about it. We was like, because my dad was a Chop fan. So
yeah,
he thought about it. Then he called me back like, hold on, man. So like, let me ask you something. Take Chop's name off that record. Who else with that record you turning down? I was like, nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. He said, all right, so we got to fight this dude. I said, I bet. You know what I'm saying? I immediately started watching Chop fights. But then I remember, but we get to the weigh-in. Well, I mean, first they moved us. First we were untelevised. Then they moved us to TV. So you know we got. Like, man, we want more money. Then we're gonna be on TV. We want more money. Yeah, and that's how I got my first TV fight. My first TV fight was against DeMarcus Chop Corley. So I'm always gonna remember that. But I remember. I'm gonna tell you, we were at the fighter meeting. I'm sitting there with Ray Flores and Michael Woodsy, who I in the future will end up actually commentating with him before. We'll get into that in a second. But so we're sitting down. Ray or Mike, they were like, all right, so I'm just to give you a little inside information, man. Chop said he's gonna knock you out. Chop been already saying that. He had been saying that for a minute.
He said that about everybody.
Yeah, and that part too. He said he's gonna knock out Eric Hernandez. So you know, I'm down the way, so I ain't even got a whole bunch of energy. But I was like, so what? You supposed to say that? That's really about that. So you supposed to say that? So then everybody said, oh, okay, cool. Then everybody move on. Then my dad, I think my dad had heard enough of it, but he's like, man, hold up, man. Let me just step in, man. Look, he's supposed to say that. That's the only chance he has to beat my son. Right. He said if he would have sparred my son, he wouldn't have took this fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he said he would have sparred my son, he wouldn't have took this fight. He said, all right, so if it goes 10 rounds, he loses. I think that was my first 10 rounds too. You think he's gonna lose? You know, he can't box with my son for 10 rounds. Like I said, if he would have sparred my son before this night, he would not have taken this fight. You know what I mean? And I mean, even like, and I'm taking chop serious. I'm training. I wasn't training for old man chop. I'm training for the chop that almost clipped Cotto, that hurt Floyd multiple times. I'm training for that chop. The one that fought Zab, the one that fought Randall Bailey. That's the one I'm getting ready for. I wasn't getting ready for old man chop. Maybe if I were, I would have been able to get a stoppage or whatever. But like, you know, I train for people I try to train people at their best.
At their best,
at their absolute best. Or whatever time that was, you at your best. You know what I'm saying? So if you fall under that, my night gets easier. You know what I mean? So I don't care how many times you drop a fight. Night you get in the ring with me, you the man.
Yeah,
you the man, and I'm coming to beat you.
No doubt.
But yeah, so yeah, it was a great experience. You know, box got the victory, got it clean. One of the scores was a little closer than I would have liked, but you know, everybody, you know, we right person won, blah blah blah. But that was like one of the first times I ever got booed, and I'm like, man, this is Maryland. I'm supposed to be, but everybody was like waiting for Chop to
drop the big shot.
Yeah, right, about the big shot. They were basically, do you think, for one night only, Chop's going to become 27 again? Nah, bro, like everybody, you know, Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah,
and time was on my side that night. You know what I mean? I know what he could have did. He hit me with that big ass hook he hurt everybody with. That joint had like the whole side of my face down, like the back of my head, like it landed here, but the back of my head was like hot. I'm like, what the? I'm like
behind your ear?
Yeah, like behind my ear, but it was a clean jump, punch completely. But it like when it hit me, boom, I was like, this shit warm. I said that's probably a warning. so I keep on the jab, and I mean, and the thing is, Chop still like. Even now, he's still real elusive, real sharp. Like when he fought Linwood Doja, that was a good, fight.
Good.
That was a good fight. He was real elusive on during my fight. I wasn't always hitting him clean, but when I did, I wasn't always hitting him clean. I hit him clean sometimes, and then but he didn't hit. I didn't give him nothing. I didn't give him nothing. And, you know, as the rounds go by, that's 1 round, that's us. It's 2 rounds, that's us. 3 rounds, that's us. We should be up 4. I said, nah, he probably got that one. He said, all right, man, pick it up then. I bet. And then he said, oh, you did it. And now by the time 9 and 10. Yo, you had 9 rounds. What you gonna do? Don't let him clip you in the 10th. I was like, all right, bet. Yeah. And then, you know, we hold a victory over a former world champion.
That's what's up.
Chop always has my respect for that, but you know, I know that he didn't take me seriously in that fight.
Yeah,
he didn't take me seriously in that fight. I mean, no, you know, the people he was sparring the kids. You know what I mean, he was sparring kids, moving around with them, just thinking this is like he's sparring like this is, you know, come see Chop. Fight around the area again. I'm like, yo, I'm not the fall guy for this. Yeah, absolutely not. Right. I got a career I got to work on. I don't really get to come. I don't think I get to come back from that.
What was your record at the time when you fought Chop?
I was 17-0.
Okay.
17-0. No, 16-0. I won 17-0. I fought again. I was 18. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Guys, real quick, we got the phone lines open. The number and the access code at the bottom of the screen. If you guys want to call in and holler at the professor, Mike Fox, the lines are open.
Come holler at me.
I took a little slack as he was coming up the ladder because I would sit there and tell me, I was like, it's going to be difficult to beat because no matter what you do with Mike, it's so hard to break him out of his game plan. He's like, I've never won. I've seen him from his you don't understand, been around him from his very first fight up. So I've damn near been in the dressing room majority of the time. And I knew early on, this is going to be difficult for people to beat him because you got some guys where you can hit them. I got to get it back right now. Where in Mike's case, I'm going to get it back, but I'm going to get it back as I keep on sticking to this whole game plan as I'm whooping on you for these next. What is it? All right, it's round 6. All right, yeah, we got 4 to 6 more rounds of this. You know, so I remember I had a conversation with somebody and I said, might have to start using that line, that old line that they said back in the day about certain fighters. Because when I started hearing certain cards early in his career, I knew what was coming. Like, okay, he's going to have to take some B-side fights and he's going to have that old saying, 1, you're southpaw, 2, you're black, and 3, you're damn good.
Yeah. The Marvin Hagler don't.
Yeah. And I'm not say the person I had the conversation with, but they agree with. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be the issue for him. And
3 strikes now, because now they know I can fight. After the last one, they know I can fight. So like, he's tall, he's southpaw, and he can fight. So but in that, we would never like, even when there was a time where you remember Ross, like, he stopped throwing fights for a while. Excuse me. He had stopped throwing fights for a while. So remember that. You probably remember that website, Make a Fight.
Yep.
I'll put my name on that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep things moving. I tried to get a fight there. We had a name, we had everything. It was at the time my father told me about it. It was like a couple weeks. He said it's a 10-rounder though. And at that point I had only been 6. But we didn't want to stop. We didn't want to stop anything. Like, a lot of people, once Raw stopped, throwing cards, they didn't fight no more.
Yeah, they went stagnant.
And I think because Ross was willing to work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But some of those dudes he worked with, they wanted 2 easier fights, and then it showed.
Size, real size.
Go ahead. We got a caller in the chat right now. I'm gonna bring him in right now. Then I'll let you get going.
Oh yeah, because I got something on that.
Caller number 1, welcome to the chat.
Hey, what's going on, Michael Fox, man? I'm a very big fan, very huge fan.
That's Tez.
I just want to know.
Slizer.
What up, though?
What's
I
up,
just want
baby?
to know, are you worried at all about Carl Smith being desperate because it may be his final time out, or what is the game plan?
The main thing is that, we both been away for almost the same amount of time. And, I think, I'm desperate too. I have to prove that I can perform like I did August 7th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I got to prove I can perform like that all the time. That wasn't a one night only thing. So if he's desperate, so am I. But the game plan is to, mainly to perfect what I did well in that fight and fix what I did wrong in that fight. And once we get that, I think me and Machine's gonna have a lot of trouble.
Yes, sir.
Well said.
Yes, sir.
I like that. So my second question is, are you going to look for a stoppage at all?
I think that if I with a stoppage, it's not going to be in a fashion that he kind of quits. I think his team, or if we get a stoppage, the best way it's going to happen is if his team or if the commission decides they don't want to see anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's becoming uncompetitive. But the main goal is to fight clean, not give him any hope by any blind punches that get landed. And really force him to kind of step out of his character and then create more openness for me.
So you're playing the boxing into submission.
Hey, caller, can you turn your background noise down?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm done. That was the last question. Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
All right, man. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all, fellas, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
No doubt.
Man, to the Ross thing. But people don't know. I always say Ross and Jing in my first job. Like, I was in college and I would be their file clerk. So I would see a lot of these fights kind of get made a little bit. Like, they would be on the phone or something happened. So one particular day, I'm coming into work. And I never seen Ross, like, he wasn't mad. We was just, like, slightly irritated. Gene was irritated. And the way that Keystone Cards was working was, if I remember, I remember it was Ty Barnett was, like, Ty Barnett and Dusty were, like, the first main events. Then as they progressed, then it was, I want to say Damon and Jerry was switching in and out. Alantez was a main event. Mike Reed was the next one. Then Monster Mark Jones was the next one after that, who was another main event guy. And they would switch, like, one time would be Jared as a main event, next time would be Ted, next time would be Jared, whatever. And I remember one time I walked into work and they was like, yeah, such and such came in here mad about the fight. I said, why he almost killed the kid? They said, nah, they feel like, why did I throw him in there with a guy like that? And then he fought the next fight, and the kid was doing good against him. And they felt upset that, man, what you doing throwing him in there with a guy like that? Whatever. It's like, nah, he fought good. And I remember Gene telling me, he said, I told these guys, yo, even though y'all had a lot of good amateur experience, I've been in the rings thousands of times. It's still the pros. Your first couple fights, Gene, I remember them telling me, it's like, first few fights, I want to give them, easy opponents, get them used to being pros. But after that, each fight I put them in there with, it's for them to win, but it's for them to develop. So when they get to the lights, the big level, they're not freezing. They ain't got no bad habits and things like that. And it was a lot of good fights at Rosecroft. It was a lot like guys, you could see guys turning that corner into a complete pro on those cards. And I remember one guy, he was like, man, this guy, he come in here, he's like, hey, can you give me the 7-0? They said they're gonna sign me once I get the 7-0. So can you give me like 7 ducks, like back to back? I'm like, that's crazy.
They don't understand what good is that gonna do for you. Because once you get to, that's the thing. What that youngin didn't know is whoever that is, give him the 7-0. That promoter signs him. He's like, okay, you got the 7-0. Now you're 7-0. He's not gonna look at what he fought against. You know what I mean? And he's gonna assume, okay, so now we can step you out there. And then if he gets there, say, I thought you said you were ready. You know what I mean? That's what people don't understand. Like really, in a lot of those first fights and those early fights, the guys that they were getting matched up with, and this isn't just them. This is like they're tough. You know what I mean? They're tough, but they're not supposed to present like too much.
Yeah.
They're supposed to make you work a little bit. But, like the thing is, and some of y'all getting these guys up out of here, but how you getting these dudes up out of here? You getting black eyes from this guy. You think you get a black eye from him? What do you think a fellow prospect's going to do? You shouldn't be getting a black eye from Joe Smo. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Time out. Listen to what young fighters. Listen to what younger fighters. Listen to what Mike just said. Fetch just said that statement. I've said this so many times. It's certain fights, certain situations where you come out, got a mouse or whatever. And let's say if it's not from a thumb, let's say it's not from a head, let's say it's just from the work. That's just the type of fight it was. It's just the type of fight that it was going to be. Like skill for skill is matched up, whatever. But there are certain fights where you not supposed to have that. I had a friend of mine who he came home. I know you, man. He always come to me, always call me, yo, how I do, bro? Well, I see him, come on, put this how I do. I said, he said, man, you look beautiful, babe. You look beautiful, man. I know you mad. But I said, no. It's fine. That's the type of fight it was. That's just how you fought beautiful. You did everything right. Time went on. He come back. He had a nasty cut. Yeah, man, I did this or did that. I said, man, look at your face, man. That is not supposed to be there at all. That was stupid. You fought stupid. And some people don't get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and let me just say though, you gonna get some battle scars and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. But like when it happens, make sure somebody that like that look like, oh man, maybe his career is maybe his record is what it is because he was mismatched. That dude could fight. Like if you actually you can go to BoxRec right now and you can look at my record, my pro record. You'll see I only got 4 losing records I've been up against. Right. Everything else has been like fights that I tried to step up. Like that's my father said too. He told Ross, like, once we get to 6 rounders, we need, at least even records. If they 5-5, that's still technically a winning record. 6-5, whatever. Then I start fighting guys that were like when I was 6-0, I fought a dude 4-2. Got the same amount of fights. When I was 4-0, I fought the guy 3-1. Same amount of fights.
Second pro fight, your dude you fought was like 2-0, I think.
No. That was Ben Olinga. Ben Olinga, okay. Ben Olinga was like 1-6, but like I said, that's the second fight. So that's the one. That's one that you can. That was a losing record, but but yeah, the fights are. And the thing is, when you present it to promoters, it looks good on the resume. This kid actually fights some people. You know what I mean? They're not the biggest names, but they can win. Like, you put them in with the right person, with the right people, they won fights.
Exactly.
I mean, when I was 8-0, I fought a dude that 7-0, I fought a dude that was like 18-6.
Oh wow.
And people, I remember I used to get people saying, I'll tell you when I was 6-0, dude once told me, he's like, man, yeah, he said, man, you fighting kind of tough right now, man, just develop. Wait till you get to like 10-0 and just develop. Like, I said by that time it's time to get things
moving,
going.
That ball moving, yeah.
So get the ball moving. So maybe trying to get other prospects and things like that. We want to get on Showtime or Showbox or something like that. Can't keep doing it. Yeah, wait till you get to like 10 fights. You're gonna wait till you get to 10 fights because you're gonna wait till you get to 10 fights. Then you're gonna fight a dude that fought a little harder. But but even on the flip side of that coin, it's been dudes that's been that's had the toughest fights of their career against guys who are like 3-30.
Yeah.
Toughest
we saw that
at
the Betway Battles round 2. Yeah, the lopsided
lopsided record, but they say like, and then those guys that got them losing record, some of the guys can say like, if you look at who they lost to, you're like, we probably shouldn't take him. This dude's like 8 and 9. You know what I mean? But if his 9 losses are to Kenny Sims, Antoine Russell, Patrick Harris, and you know what I mean? If it's like 9 guys like that, then it's like, nah, we're gonna stay away from him because if something, we probably could beat him, but if something happens, that's a bad stain on the record.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Oh, in the fight I'm talking about, I think he was like 4-0 when you fought the dude Luis Rodriguez or whatever. He was like 3-1 or 4-1.
He was 3-1.
Then when Mike got to like, I'm trying to remember
right. Lesson here today,
I'm trying to remember right.
It's always a history lesson with this dude.
Yeah, one second. I'm trying to remember. I think he was like 8-0. You fought Adam Mate. Dude was like 18-6.
Yeah, Adam Mate. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like 18-6. So these are fights that I've seen him progress and go on to and things like that. And when you have certain fights to where you talking about guys where they got lost our race, like Emmanuel Augustus, for instance. But I'm going to give y'all a guy besides Emmanuel Augustus that we saw at Rosecroft. His name's Stephon McIntyre. This dude, remember I said a few episodes ago about how dudes, they look at prospects and they be like, man, nah, it's too topsy-turvy for me. I'm trying to they may have kids, they may have things they got to take care of, so they just want to keep fighting. They know they can fight. They know they way around the ring. And they know they not, all right, I see everything coming, not going to get knocked out. And I done heard guys tell me this. Remember the mom was on here, we was talking, we was like, man, I know a dude who bought a house doing this. They'll fight on Friday. Like, they fight on Friday, and one dude, we was at George Mason, and I remember this guy because he fought Ty Barnett. He said, yeah, man, I'm fighting tonight. How y'all doing? He's telling my dad, me, hey, what's up, big Don? Hey, little Don, how y'all feeling? It's like, yeah, man, you look good. What's up, man? Yeah, man, I fight this week, and then I fight in Georgia next week. And then after that, I go to New York. I was like, God dang.
So long as he's not getting clipped.
As long as he don't get clipped.
And that's the thing too. Like I once saw a guy. Me and my dad went to fights at the convention center. So I don't think I ever went to the weigh-in, but I saw a weigh-in picture. Somebody got their hand around one of the opponent's neck. He's like, come on, man, get this guy off me. Dude, like, knock you out. Stone face.
I know what fight he talking about.
Yeah, chill though.
I know.
Stone face and everything, but then dude, like, I seen your record, bro. You ain't fought nobody. I'm about to clip you.
Hey, real quick, guys, we got a donation in the chat. Tony Chapman donated $10 to the chat. She said, "Good luck on your next fight, Mike Fox, the professor."
Thank you so much, Tony.
Man, I know exactly what fight he's talking about. We was when they fought, I went to the dressing room because I knew the guy. And I said, hey, man, good to see you again. Do your thing, whatever. He said, yeah, I'm going to get your boy today. Yeah. He was warm. He said, man, I'm always, every time I come here to fight, I'm always respectful and everything. Why you want to act like that?
Yeah, I mean, some people just got, that's just how some people are. They want to do that, man. Like, when in reality, the thing is, I mean, if you got, I ain't gotta boost myself up to fight. Like, dude, this dude about to try to knock my head off. I don't need extra incentive. Mm-hmm. I don't need to do that head-to-head thing. I'm way taller than you, so it's gonna look dumb anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like they about to pay me, and I know you about to try to hurt me, so I'm about to try to hurt you back. That's all the incentive I need. You know what I mean? And then the thing is, if you're gonna be that guy, man, make sure you can fight.
No, for sure.
God honest truth, make sure you can fight, Slim, because that fall. It's a lot further when they like, what all that, what happened to all that chip up, all that rah-rah stuff. It's like,
right.
It's way worse.
And then because what average people don't understand is like some of these dudes, you know what I'm saying, they may not have the prettiest records, but they're battle tested. Especially like if you got a guy, that's 10 and 23, but he only been stopped once, and he got like maybe 5 knockouts. You know, like, yo, don't sleep on this dude. Like you need to fight him like you might need to fight him like he's undefeated. Or train like you're getting ready to fight an undefeated dude.
Right.
Be on point. Don't let this dude be that stain on your record.
Right.
That one nasty stain on your record. You know what I mean? And like that's the thing. Like that's why I say, like, man, when you step out there, you make sure you fight some people that's gonna present a challenge. Like even like I got opponents now. Like I know you remember Trayshawn Wiggins.
Yeah. Trigger Trey.
I fought Trayshawn Wiggins. Shout out to him. He's now top 10 in the WBA at welterweight. WBA NABA gold champion. You know what I mean? So that looks good. That looks good on my resume. Him winning and still clipping people and still winning. That lets you know. So when they see Trayshawn Wiggins, oh, okay, let's look at his record. Oh, he fought Michael Fox. Michael Fox in the rankings too. Man, I wonder what that fight was like. Oh man, these dudes must can fight a little bit. Anybody that sees my last fight gonna say, well, he fought Michael Fox, and now he top 10. Yeah. He can, he must can fight some. And then that's a feather in my cap. You know, that strengthens my myth where it's like, okay, so this dude, you know what I'm saying? You fought this dude, you beat him. He went on to keep winning. Dropped a couple fights here and there, but he's fighting dudes like Richardson Hitchens. He's fighting real dudes too. So that's just part of it. You know what I mean? But it's still, I mean, it makes us both look good. When he's successful, it makes me look good. When I'm successful, it makes him look good.
Right. We got a question for you in the chat. It says another question for Mike. How was it getting some rounds in with Peter Dobson from New York?
Oh,
Pistol
yeah.
P.
Shout out to Peter Dobson. I wish he was here now. I wish he was in town now. But he's got a fight coming up.
Yeah.
Later in October. So shout out to Peter Dobson. It was great. It was great rounds, man. It was great rounds. It was like first time in a long time I sparred somebody that I haven't done a bunch of rounds with before. So, it just so happened he needed a southpaw. And then we got our I had been sparring. I sparred somebody else that day. And then I think Barry at the last second, like, oh no, I forgot Mikey southpaw. Just try to get some rounds with him. See if he can get what he'll get you. Did like 4 that day. And I come back. That was probably Wednesday. I come back Friday. We get a 10-piece together. And then back Monday. I think Monday we sparred. I think another 10. You know what I mean? And then and this is like he's down this is his last week of sparring. So I came. I think I came Wednesday and Friday. He after Wednesday, he was like, "Man, you coming back, man? I need one more day. I need one more day." I said, "I bet, yeah." I knew I was gonna be there because like I said, we getting some work that we haven't seen before. I'm enjoying that. Peter's solid dude.
Yes.
Like real solid dude.
Yes, indeed.
And he's a for real New Yorker.
Yeah,
he's like and
one of his trunks is the Yankee flag.
You could hear it in his voice. You can hear it in his voice and everything. He's straight New York with it.
Yeah.
Like, I love it though, man. I love it. Cause like I looked him on YouTube. He fought a bunch of southpaws. I said this is good, so he knows how to fight southpaws. And one thing he did really good was he was able to cut that side off. Like he'd take a big step. He'd take a big step that way. Jab if I jab or not to like whatever we're gonna do after this. It's gonna be whatever we're gonna do is after I get this outside position. Yeah, and so it trains it trains your instincts a little more.
Right.
And he got a good punch too. Like he's his punches are like heavy. It's heavy. Like I think he's like 32 years old. So I mean he's in I guess one of his last prime years or whatever. But like I can feel the weight on the shots. Would feel like a grown up versus somebody who's just coming into their prime. You know what I mean? Like myself.
Right, I got you. You got more questions in the chat. It says from Kenichi Bed, has Michael sparred with SHAKUR Stevenson with you both defeating fighters? How was or would that work be?
Oh yeah, I have sparred SHAKUR Stevenson before. We only did like 3 rounds though. We only did like 3 rounds, but I'm gonna tell you. So right after I fought what's my man Daniel Sostre.
Yeah. I
was still in camp. My father said, "Hey man, Mike Reed here." He said, "But Keyshawn Davis here, Richardson Hitchens, Africa, he's here, and SHAKUR's here. I don't think you can spar with him." I said, "I bet I'm coming." You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. That's my bro. And I got some sparring. Like once again, we got some sparring I've never seen before. Pull up. Me and Greg Outlaw actually pulled up. I sparred Africa first, and then I sparred SHAKUR. We did 3 rounds. I think it was gonna be 2. He asked for 1 more because I think my height was give him a little bit of issues, but being the competitor and the fighter he wants to be, I'm gonna figure this out.
Try to learn, yeah.
I want to figure this out. So it was real chess match. Like honestly, like the real boxing aficionados would have appreciated it, but it wasn't a high pace.
Right.
Yeah. But like we're both trying to do two completely different things. I'm trying to maintain height. He's trying to close distance. That plays a little into my favor, but he had like when he got that jump back he can clear so much space with that jump. Like my jab was like falling. It felt like my jab was falling extra short. But he got his shots and I got my shots in. You know what I mean? I remember one time he finally fainted and then did like a leap hook, and I remember that's the one punch I remember. It says like, shit, I was supposed to be on point for that.
Right.
But silver medalist. You know what I mean? I also sparred Africa a few times. So shout out to both of those guys. Shout out to Shakur. He still has to dazzle despite the weight controversy with his fight tonight, but he still has to dazzle. He's still gonna win. I think. Yeah.
For sure. I got another question in the chat. It says this from Tony Chapman. What is Michael's ultimate goal as a boxer?
My ultimate goal, I want to be a world champion, and then like eventually once those fight checks and purchases start getting higher, I want to turn that into like seed money. You know what I mean? To start doing different stuff, keeping money coming in. Opening a gym and keeping money coming in different ways outside the ring. And that's why that's why we got to shout out Kenichi Bear. You know what I mean? Man. I love it was I went to Louisiana twice for a tournament with an amateur I was training. And, of course, we see all the guys from here with the Jones on, but then when I'm seeing guys from across the country with them Jones on, like, man, I was proud to see that.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out Kenichi Bear.
Yes, sir.
HYBERNATION 5 headphones, yeah.
Hey, look, since I got these Jones, I had a pair of Beats. They worked completely good. You know what I'm saying? I bought these like a month after my last fight. And I haven't used anything since. I mean,
same here.
The beats. And them beats still work. The beats still work completely good. You know what I mean? They need a little beat up just cause, but I keep these. But nobody got these though because, you know what I'm saying? These Jones have a Professor Mike autograph. Right
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Which one? Right there.
That's what's up.
This is a 1-on-1 right here.
1 or 2, I need you to sign mine for me.
I got you.
For sure.
I got you. I'm signing. If yours work better than mine, I've been running these. I'm gonna swap the Jones. How you know? How you going to know? Nah, I got you.
My man.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Nah, DeMar was right, man. You a cool dude, man. I appreciate
you.
Yes, you coming into you learn. You honestly you with the right person. You've been around a lot, watching a lot. So
appreciate it. Fast.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you gonna be
the historian, right?
Yeah.
No, I definitely appreciate it, man. Just all you guys showing me love and respect in the sport. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I say if you came in here with him, you came with him, I'm like, yeah, he gotta be a solid dude. You know what I mean?
That's
you get that, you get that reason to like, if there's certain people that you around, like, yeah, I know how he go. I don't know how his men are. Like, I know how he go.
Yeah.
So you must be a solid dude. You can make that inference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. For that's much love.
Yeah, I mean, that old Fox family. I mean, slide note, like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do commentating at first for the longest. Like, man, you know the stuff. Just give it a shot. And now, remember, I had a conversation with everybody, like, this is my reservations about doing it. And the Fox family is one of the other ones who on that list of people, but high on that list of people who was like, nah, man, do that. You should do that, man. You've been in the gym since you was a kid. You did this, whatever. And I feel like I've always felt like, I think I've always told y'all thank you, but this is on a bigger platform. I want to say it on air, like, to Mr. Troy, to Slide, to you, to Mom, hey, thank y'all for, always checking on me, always pushing me. Like, y'all understand, when I was in med school, I had a residency at Howard. I was there at 4 a.m. to like 6 p.m. Come home, and it was my godbrother's birthday. I fall asleep on the wheel, crash. They found out. So I was like, "You ain't call and tell us, man. Why you? I mean, I'll get sick or something. Man, how you doing? You good? I mean, or is it, man? But nah, you in this? You still staying in the gym, man? You should do this. You should do this, man. You should start talking boxing more, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is a squad here. Like everybody that fights, everybody that's like involved. Like guys like Juan Marshall, who they did interviews when none of us were anybody.
Yeah.
Gary Digital Williams, yourself. You know what I mean? And then so we care when something happens to him. Like Juan, when I was getting ready to fight, Trayshawn Wiggins. Juan had a medical emergency. I signed some gloves into him, found out he was okay. You know what I mean? Because all these guys help. All these guys help. DC Mike TV, all these guys help. You know what I mean? And then and then especially like when it was Damon, I was in Arizona when I found out about Damon's kidney failure. I was fighting on the top ranked undercard. I was fighting Fazludin Gabnazarov. So I think I found out early in the day. I fought one. Came back to the locker room. We sitting around a cell phone watching Julian Williams and Jared duke it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like when you put all this work in with people, or you're around, these people are around, like people that are a presence in the fight game in whatever capacity. You peep when they not around. You peep when they not there. You know what I mean? So you never it was even when like I wanted to visit Damon in the hospital, but like my car was a little beat up. I don't know if I could make it out there. But even still, like wanted to see it. Like I hear nothing bad about. I don't hear nothing bad about none of y'all. Nobody in this room. Nobody in the boxes ring. So I want to see everybody do well, accomplish whatever they want to accomplish, whatever the goal is. But y'all here, I want to see y'all do that.
That's love. That's love, man. I wanted to ask you about your commentating too. How did you get into that? And I can tell you have a nick for it. Man, you're great at it. So how did you get into that? Yeah, so the very first commentary job I did, I was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I fought there a couple times. My promoter at the time, Marshall, he was streaming. He got streaming. Like, the streaming was still kind of new, but he got a streaming service to come through. He's like, man, you want to commentate? You'll be alongside Mark Abrams. If you come through, get your hotel. Well, I get you a hotel, stay there, and So I started with that one, and it was a big thing for me. I like got the bout sheet. Even still, I do this now. I did the bout sheet, looked at all the names, looked them up, took notes. You know what I'm saying? Took notes on them. His last fight was this. I wanted to sound like it was good. For me, it was an audition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I did that. That was back in 2016 or 17. Might have been 2017. I always forget, like 2017, 2018, something like that. But anyways, I did that. They said I did okay. I did pretty good. And then I actually linked up with a guy named Mark Frotto. He's a ring announcer. Shout out to Mark Frotto. He's a ring announcer, and he's the PA announcer for the Wizards now. So I linked up with him. He has a media company, Lineker Media. I just happened to ask him, like, do you have like commentary? Can fighters commentary? He said, of course. We always need we need that blow by blow analyst and everything like that. He's like, I say, could I? I've done it before. Could I maybe do one? He said, yeah, I'll probably see if I can find something for you. I sent him the first one I had. I had found it on YouTube. I was nervous and everything. Part of it too was because my teammate at the time, Luther Lights Out Smith, was on the card.
Yeah, Big Lou.
When he went to the ring, I was breaking apart. Like, God, I'm laying my mind like, get it together. I'm like, get it together. Like, I'm watching the fight. My blood rushing real fast, so I know I'm stumbling over my words and everything like that. But despite that, I still got a good grade from because I sent him because we found the main event. We didn't find Luther's fight, but we found the main event. I sent him the main event. Heard me talking. He said, hey, "No, you're actually good. You can be good." He said, "Man, just a few notes." He said, "Man, make sure you project a little more. You have to enunciate. You got to enunciate some more. You know, man, say the whole word." And then he said, "I'll get you." He said, "I'm gonna get you on a." He said, "I'm gonna get you on a card, and I'm gonna get you a good like co-host or co-analyst or whatever."
Co-analyst,
yeah. And that was when I did that job with Michael Woods. He's basically he's from New York. He does a lot of New York cards. streaming cards, New York, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, stuff like that. So I worked with him. We killed it. Greg fought on that night. He beat Edgar Torres that night. It was some good fights in there. Christian Cardo from up in Philly, he came back, made a triumphant return in Philly. You know what I mean? And then after that jump was done, I talked to Mark. He said, "Man, you were great, man. You took all the notes and everything." He said, "I'm definitely gonna have you back." That made my night. Greg won, and I got a passing grade. You know what I mean? Right. And then and after that, I linked up with another streaming company that boxing, but it was like BXNG or something like that.
BXNG.
That website.
Yep.
Guy Adam Glenn called me. He's like, "Yeah, would you want to commentate?" I met him at the Side Nation card. Shout out to Corey. I met him at I met him at the Side Nation card. He was talking about how the card kind of broke down because it's only 4 fights. The only thing was out there it's hard to sell on the streaming service. He said it's not Corey's fault, but it was fights didn't get approved. He said, but but it's hard. That's kind of hard for us. But then I don't know how he got my number. Oh, I think Jeter gave my number. Jeter asked me if I wanted to commentate the October 24th card last year back in at Maryland Live. He said I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." Then Adam Glenn called me. He said, "Yeah, so want to get you to commentate." I said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to." And then I worked with a guy named Rich Quinones.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. He also gave me a passing grade. He said, "Man, you good? Like I know you probably don't plan on you don't plan on not fighting anytime soon." We're like, said a career after this, you have it. You have a career after this in there, right? And then I got to shout out Sadiq Faruqi. I've worked with him my last 3 fights with Mark's media company, Fight Night Live and everything. Me and Sadiq, we're in a pretty good groove now. Like we don't step on each other and everything. And then like sometimes a challenge presents itself. Like when I worked in Philly with Sadiq was a last minute replacement because Michael Woodsy had gotten COVID, and then Sadiq stepped in, but he, it was Ramadan. It was around Ramadan because April 29th, I think Ramadan was like starting or ending. I'm not sure, but like let me say the first time I worked with him was in March when Greg knocked out Jonathan Montrell in New Jersey. But like he was ecstatic. He said, "Man, you are great at this. Yes. You have a future in this." And like every time like those guys say that to me, it means something because I'm like, yeah, like this is something I like boxing. I like to talk about it. I like to do it. I would love to stay in boxing after I'm done fighting. Yeah, but me and him are like in a really good groove, and then like during the time the broadcast he had during Ramadan, he was he couldn't eat till the sun goes down. So I said, "Man, just throw it to me like whenever you need, just throw it to me. I got it." Right. And he's like has that confidence in me to be able to do that. And then I worked with him on the Side Nation. I mean not the Side Nation, the Dusty's last card too. So so that guy, so he's and the North Suit card, he's like great. He's great. Yeah, he's a great partner, and I mean he's patient, but I mean he always said like, "Man, I don't need to be, dude. You're good. Like you got it."
Right.
So I enjoy working with him all the time.
Like you don't understand. Like it's times at Rose Crawford, these conversations that me and my dad, we on the wall talking about the rankings. We talking about this. We talking about that. The old fighters, this, C patterns, this, that. Court is like, dude, you think you be taking this much step out, this, that, all that stuff. This is so.
That was all practice.
Yeah, like, and him being who he is and Sly being who he is, they like, bro. I said, I'm not doing nothing special. Say like I'm not doing nothing special. Like
he's talking boxing. Doing what y'all been doing. What we been doing is talking boxing.
Yeah, we talking it now. Like with the broadcasting thing, it's in the professional stand. Like and I take it very seriously. I see how I was dressed at the
yes indeed.
That suit you had on at Tony was like a burgundy kind of suit.
No, the cream color joint.
No, at Jetta's. It was supposed to be gray.
Last year at Jetta's joint.
It was like it was. I didn't have a suit. It just had a shirt and tie. It was
I remember the gray one now.
Like a maroon.
Maroon.
Like
it was a maroon.
Like fuchsia one. Like
that joint was fire. That joint was
fire. I didn't see because that tells you how much I've been watching. I remember all of these.
Yeah, that joint was fire.
Yeah. And so now because if I can keep doing that, I'm gonna have to still got step up my my dress game up. You know what I'm saying? I do good like the suit I had on since when y'all saw me in DC, I was like, We at home, we in DC.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I should that boy
I'm gonna do the full suit. I'm gonna do the full suit on this one." You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody is like, you look like a lawyer, and you look like this, you like that. You only like you by. I'm like, yeah, man, appreciate it.
That's the point. You a professional now in a different realm of boxing. But hey, we got another call in the chat right now. I'm gonna bring him in real quick.
Yeah, bring him in.
Caller number 2. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Michael Fox.
Hey, what's up? Who's that?
I'm not really I'm anything. You know, I don't really like your style. You my father's favorite fighter though. But 2 questions for you.
What's going on?
Being a younger brother of a fighter, what were you able to learn, and what was the advantage of that? And number 2, what are the components of a good fight team? I mean, we know that in the ring, the fighter is the main guy, but we know there's a team behind it. And I'll see you in the morning at 6 a.m.
It's Kennard. It's Kennard. Yeah. You'll see me in the morning at 6 a.m. Yeah, so the advantages of having that's my strength and conditioning coach, by the way. Shout out to ASP D'Angelo Kennard. You've seen him before.
Oh, yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Affectionately known by certain people as John Cena for some reason. But the advantages of having an older brother that's a fighter. I remember we're about almost 3.5 years apart. So when he turned pro, I wasn't thinking about turning pro. He turned pro at 18. I'm still working on 15. I was still in high school. So for me, I just got to sit back and watch, man. I got to sit back and see everything. And Tez's career hasn't just been, a straight shot up, straight ride at all. You know what I mean? He's had promotional issues, managerial issues, things like that. Things that sideline a fighter that are not good for a fighter. They're not good for a fighter because, I can say, I know, like, even with my last performance, the sharpest I've ever been is when I was fighting consistently. Before the pandemic, I was fighting 4 times a year faithfully. And I was feeling good. Especially after, so I had lost on Showbox to Show Jahan Ergashev. And then came back and fought. Vasilin Gap-Nazarov.
Go ahead.
I fought down, got the win, and he was an Olympic gold medalist. So it meant so beating him was a feather in the cap. And it boosted confidence. So I finished up the last 2 fights. Like the fight after Fozzy, I fought Udi Bernardo. I didn't stop, but 190 all 3 scorecards. Clean, I swept him.
Pause. This is the thing, y'all. Hey, yo, I gotta give my boys props. Hey, y'all, this is that. Like, I know what it's like to be a fighter, grow up in the gym, see what guys go through, and then when you grow up with guys and you all investing in each other, you could be fighting and be just as calm as could be, but when your friends fighting, have mercy, but do y'all not understand when y'all go to this man's box rack? He ain't here right now. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna act like you ain't here right now, just so I'm looking dead in the camera. Do y'all understand what it's like to go look at somebody's box rack? And if you grew up in the amateurs and you know certain names, and you be like, wait a minute, I remember that dude. That's the dude from the 12 Olympics, or that's the dude from that's the dude from 16, and Mike just shut him.
No. That wasn't the shutout. That wasn't the shutout.
No. Not that. No. I'm not. I know.
Yeah, okay.
But like, or if he shuts him out, or if he certain guy, or he winds up, the guy only got 2 rounds or 3 rounds on Mike. That is difficult because when you're fighting, sometimes you would think, man, you're in a fight. There's no such thing as falling asleep in there, but it happens because you'll be so under control and you don't want to be too tight. And once you're under control, you might faint, walk them, and you relaxing because everything is being repetitive, keeping them under control. You come back to the corner and say, man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And then sometimes, because you're trying to keep your anxiety low, you're not trying to overthink it or whatever, you're trying to like going into 6, you're going into 8, and you trying to take the round off and still win the round, off the jet, whatever. You relax a little too much, and now he right back on you. Or now he hits you with something, leaps in with a hook, leaps in with something. And for Mike to stay, for Fest, well, I always call him Fest. Like for Fest to sit there and continue to stay mentally tuned in, take nothing off or whatever, and then continue to win these rounds and beat guys 8-4, 10-2, or straight 10, whatever is scheduled, beat them straight, or they only win 2 or 3 rounds. That is not easy. I don't care. Height, take away, I don't care about height. Height or nothing. It's not easy. It's not easy, especially in the pros, for you to do that at all. Like, I'm telling you, if you're a young fighter, you can learn a whole lot from watching his ring general shit.
Indeed.
Yeah, just stay on point like the whole time. I mean, it's hard. I mean, sometimes like for some fighters, it can be hard to do because like if it's if they're just having too much success. But like me, what people don't know about me probably don't know about me as an amateur. I was like 40 and 60 as an amateur, and that's well documented. I've never lied about that or anything. So 40 and 60 as an amateur. I mean, for me, it was I mean, at one point, I just wasn't really. I think I was taking it seriously enough, but one thing that always happened, like a lot of fights I fought, there was never time I just got blasted out the water. But if you ask Boog, that's Pat Harris' father, he always said like, man, Mike got a pro side, those punches correct, this, that, he gonna shine as a pro. And I remember like shortly into my pro career, he was like, he's like, Joe, I told Fox, he said, Mike, I told Fox you was gonna be. I told Fox you was gonna work as a pro. Pro, you throw all your shots correct. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of the main things. Like even when I fought Chop, he told Chop, Mike ain't gonna be there for that. You ain't gonna hit him with none of that.
I can hear Bud now. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Caller, do you have any more questions for Mike?
That's a successful team, man.
The team. Yeah.
A lot of understand behind the scenes of having a team behind you. You know what I mean? And I think that's just very important. I mean, having an opportunity to see Mike literally grow up as a man, but two, in boxing, those components are important, and a lot of people don't see that, and they shouldn't. But for those that don't know, I think it's important that they understand that, having the right team is also critical to your success.
Yeah, that's the truth, though. Because having the right team, like you said, he said, I see you at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. That keeps you from staying out. That keeps you from staying out too late. I mean, but not even just that. It's discipline. He's discipline. Like 6 a.m. I'm gonna be here. Now are you gonna be here? That's ultimately what it comes down to. That's when, and I think that's his part of his system that he finds out. He'll weed out like who's gonna be up at 6 a.m. For this workout. You know what I mean? Like I want to get up at 6 a.m. to be yelled. You play football.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 6 a.m. to get yelled at.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it taught me things. I just think boxing taught me so much just because, you know what I'm saying? It taught me discipline. It taught me how to eat. It taught me how to eat clean, take care of my body. Taught me how to work, strengthen my body. Boxing brought me confidence. Like I don't go around looking for trouble, but I have an answer for it. But anybody tell you I'm not that dude. But even still, I walk around with a certain confidence that you have, and knowing that you can take care of yourself.
Right.
Whereas my brother Lonte Slider Fox walks around like he's God's gift to earth. Like when you see him, one day you're gonna see him walking in here. Make sure you try to catch him from like at the parking lot. You'll see this oozing confidence, oozing swag. Right?
Oh my God.
He walk like, yeah, I know all the women are looking at me. I know I'm 6'5". I know I'm a Lonte Slider Fox.
I know.
Because because God, big God know.
Hey, Carl, we appreciate you calling into the show, man. Thank you.
Outside the gym. Oh God.
Yes, sir.
And so that whole thing about the whole thing about your camp, like that's a big deal. I've seen that with a lot of young fighters where, just a little tweak in camp or keeping the camp the same as it is could be really great. Like not, all right, we got something good here going. Don't screw it up. That goes well. Or you see a fighter not all the way to a certain potential. It's like, okay, certain things need to be tweaked there or whatever. And one thing I've always loved y'all whole camp, Dream Teams Camp Nucleus. Like it's always a good thing. Y'all always solid. Y'all all can bounce off each other. Not all gyms is like that.
Yeah, I mean, we all compliment each other, like, especially like when it comes down to like me, Greg, Tez, and Coach Fox. And let me speak from the portion of the father-son dynamic. I get asked that question a lot, but like what I'll say to any father-son or any relationship like that, like mother-son or mother-daughter, whatever it is, like boxing is something that tests relationships. All right, so if you don't have a good relationship, brother, two brothers or brother sister, whatever relationship it is, if y'all both get involved in boxing, it will test y'all. It's going to test y'all relationship, test how much y'all like really care about it. This, and I never want to see, like, especially people coming up after me, I never want to see a father-son duo, especially because that's near to me, break apart, like outside of boxing. Maybe y'all didn't work as a box coach, but like the thing is, like, no matter what type of day we have in the gym, like me, my father, shout out to Troy, but we can hang out. Like, we can hang out outside of boxing with the stuff we do. Like, anybody that has that type of relationship and they're in boxing, make sure you can be around your make sure you can be around your father or your son for long periods of time. Make sure you can be around your mother and your daughter, whatever it is. Make sure y'all can be around each other. Make sure y'all have something stuff. Maybe make sure y'all can hang out with each other outside of boxing. Like, boxing should not be the only time y'all try to bond, because there's going to be days that bond gets challenged. You know what I mean? So make sure, like, me and my dad, we can go to the movies together, go to the house, we'll go to his house, we'll grill some food, we'll watch boxing together, just from the fan standpoint. You know what I mean? We'll play. Well, I don't play PlayStation as much, but we used to play PlayStation together. Like, during the pandemic, we was playing Call of Duty and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? After the gym, get a couple games and go to sleep, whatever it is. But like, make sure that y'all can tolerate each other outside of. I mean, don't come into boxing with a strained relationship, because that's gonna be the nail. That's gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Very well said.
I got you. Hey, we got some questions in the chat. Our producer said, "When did you start listening to your dad coach and do your push-ups?" and then your brother said, "I walk like a ball player. It is what it is. When I get there, the walk will match my being."
The walk will match my being. What does the thing is, man? But yeah, when I started listening to, honestly, when I started listening to my father, it was like after high school, or to high schools, and like at one point he was like, "Man, look, I ain't about to let you fight amateur no more until you graduate." You know what I'm saying? I want no black eyes when we sparring, and your mother on my ass about the graduation pictures.
Yeah.
And B, you said once you leave, you're gonna start going to strength and conditioning with your brother in the morning, things like that. So once I started working out, once I actually started working out doing push-up stuff, the boxer I became is the boxer I should have been as an amateur. Could have kept that. Probably could have kept the pro style I had, or the pro style they told me I had. Needed more firepower behind it, just a little more. Not that when I get like the thing about having headgear on, people will take more shots if they can give some back. But, when the gloves get smaller and the headgear comes off, as you start working out, now you find out how strong somebody really is. Who's a strong puncher, who's a solid puncher. When somebody's eye starts closing and they jaws get swollen, it starts hurting. You know what I mean? That was important. The actual working out. Like, I like boxing, I like being around it, but like the other stuff that was required, I didn't do. So
the strength for the push-ups. Push-ups are crucial. I tell my kids all the time, do y'all push-ups, man? It's football season. Push-ups and sit-ups every day. It's important.
Yeah, definitely.
We got another question for you in the chat. A lot of the public learned about the glove issue with your fight you got robbed in. Tell us about that fight if you can.
Yeah, so where to start? Okay, so let's go. We can just go from the night of the fight. Guy comes in, watch me get my hand wraps. We send my cut man Reggie, shout out to Reggie Brown. We send him over to their room to watch him get his hand wraps. What a lot of people don't know, it wasn't just a glove issue, it was a hand wrap issue, because like I said, I don't know. Like, he dude fought in Colombia a bunch of times. I don't know what they allow over there, but they were like stacking. Yeah. Tape gauze, tape or whatever, right? So Reggie called him on that. Oh, he can't do that. Somebody translate you the inspector. You need to tell him, you know, he can't do that. Can't do that, right? Then you know, we both signed off on the hand wraps and stuff. Both the cutmen came back to their corners. We put our gloves on, like, and Reggie was there for a long time. Like, Reggie, what's up, man? We gotta get greased up for the fight. He's like, yeah, nah, man, I was over there. I had to tell them dudes, man, they on game. So, you know, shout out to Reggie Brown for looking out. You know what I mean? You gotta have a good team. You gotta have a good team. That's the space of a good team, having people that's gonna look out for you. I mean, this is hurt business, but keep it fair business. You know what I mean? So, so when I'm walking to the ring, I'm chilling, listen, my music hitting and everything. I'm in my zone, even when I walking to the fight, like walking to the gym, I was up by the time the commercial came. I was already in the ring, but walking, but everything was just cool. Even my mother was like, "Man, I could see you. You didn't have a care in the world. You was free," and I was. And all right, so I'm circling the ring. I hear Marshall. He says, he's like, Troy. He's talking about Bob. He's like, hey, gloves. You got to check the gloves. He's got the laces too high. He's trying to skin his glove. And for me, anybody, I never heard of skinning before that. Like, honest to God, yeah, but I never heard of skinning before that fight. But then you see, like, so my father, they bring us the final instructions. My father like, nah, the tape's too high on his glove. My father said something. Tape's too high on his glove, man. Wear it too high. So, like, if it was a Cleto, like, if it was like a Cleto Reds, you know, Cleto Reds logo's like here, right? So the laces were tied like up to here. You know what I'm saying? And the leather, and what skinning is, for anybody that doesn't know, it's when they peel they peel the leather back. Like, they peel the leather back that's on the knuckles. They peel it back, use the knot to tie that leather they peel back. They tie it in place. So now your knuckles protrude more from the gloves. You know what I mean? And, you know, he was like, what, 4-0, 3 knockouts.
It was like this.
Yep, there you go, right there.
Yeah.
Anybody who don't know,
I've seen skinning.
They trying to have it just like that.
Yeah. So, you know, and then, you know, no wonder he's knocking anybody. If you get to stack and you
skinning your gloves,
because when he hit me, I'm like, feel none of that. like I've been hitting way harder from at a lower weight class. I'm saying, like, I remember Bossy hit me with right hand. Like, that was a very standard right hand. You know what I mean? And then I was like, we good. Just keep boxing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, it's a you can go. It's a video. I'm gonna show y'all though.
Okay. Man, matter of fact, first Bink. Remember that? Go ahead. So bring it all together real quick. So before I go, so you could tell them. Remember, I explained skinning the gloves the last episode.
Yeah, we've been talking about skinning the gloves for a few episodes because there's been a few fighters that we brought up and talked about with skinning the gloves and controversies with gloves. But yeah.
So to reiterate, if you look back, like in the 80s, you can look at any picture of Oscar De La Hoya. Oh yeah, Marco Antonio Barrera. All
it was a regular practice.
It was a regular thing.
Yeah, he actually skinned his gloves. I got a picture of it. I'm gonna find that too.
Man.
But check, listen to it. Take your headphones. Listen to how you do it.
Yep. Right. Man, I posted that exact video. I posted that exact video. And my glove got skinned yesterday.
And the way that dude do it, he does it like a pro. Like, he's done this a bunch of
times.
But I think whoever that dude, they was about to do like Muay Thai or something. I don't know what their rules allow.
Yeah.
If y'all, like, the thing is, it's not cheating if it's allowed. Like, if it's allowed, we can all just skin our gloves and see. We can all skin our gloves and see what happens. But you know, you gotta play by their rules in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Or when you fight for an IBF title, you gotta respect their rehydration if you want to fight. And so we was in Minnesota. You can't do that up here. I don't think you do it anywhere.
And nowhere no more, because
anywhere in the States.
It's now, because after a certain point, so all gloves was getting skinned. It was normal. Like, you would see guys. It was normal. Like, you come up there and you turning an 8-ounce damn near. You pushing the knuckle high. Right. And you damn near pushing that. It feel lighter. You shift. Oh, you feel the difference.
Right.
And if he would have had that on top of stacking, like, y'all understand. Like, there's certain things now with tape and gauze where now there's no stacking a lot. Where now it's just you have to do tape and gauze. That's it. You're not gonna do tape. You're not gonna do gauze and put tape and then put some more stack of gauze and then put some more tape. You can't do that no more.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I forget. I'm forgetting the year. I want to say 2002. I might be wrong, but basically now you can't go past the wrist with the tape. The wrist is supposed to go right there. I remember I taped up a fighter's glove, wrapped his hands. I put his pro gloves on, and when I put the tape on, my tape was just that much, just because of the length of it, how wide it is. It just went over just that much. He said, "Oh, no, I can't do that." And the commissioner took his thumb and rolled it back. That's how little it was. He rolled it back and it was like, "Okay, now you're good." Like, just that much.
You don't want it to like when they stack, it gives kind of like creating kind of like a cast.
Yeah, it's like a cast. I was told. It's like creating a cast. You are absolutely right. It's a cast. One, because you locking everything in. When and some guys now they'll go around with the tape, and then they'll start to strip the tape and do vertical, all the way around, whatever. And that, so when you get, I don't know, some of y'all who watch boxing, y'all never had your hands wrapped before, but especially if you have hand issues or you got little tiny hands or whatever, like me, when you get your hands wrapped, and they start putting that gauze on, they start locking everything in, it just, it's literally, everything is locked in, literally. It's, you only wiggling about this much.
Yeah, and that's what shout out to Dr. Rick Rosa. I had broke my wrist back in 2020. I was down for about 6 months before I could punch again with my left hand. But he explained that to me, like, y'all use gauze, everything is in place. Gauze and tape, everything's in place. He said use hand wraps, they can shift around under the gloves and everything. So now like when I wrap my hands with hand wraps still, but I use some tape to keep everything in place. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, I did. I've done. Now that you've had my wrist broken, I do everything I can to keep that.
That's
from
your money
happening
maker.
Again. Yeah, right, definitely keep that from happening again.
But to the night of the fight, for people who don't understand the big deal about Reggie doing what he did, because let's go back to that. I remember being 16. 17, and going over to someone else's dressing room and watching, okay, is this right, things like that. And you have to watch for certain things. Look at when Cotto fought Margarito. He didn't send no one over there to watch. Not a soul. He didn't send no one over there to watch.
Is that 100% true?
Yeah, Cotto admitted it.
Cotto, he did?
Yeah. Because Cotto,
because I know when Nazim caught him with Shane, he put your fist out. He told
what the heck? Yeah, he said something hard.
What's that?
He said he flipped it and a block fell out.
Yeah,
he was like,
that don't go like boom.
And
okay, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, because when he fought Claudy, his comeback fight, they interviewed him about it, and he said, "No, I'm the one to blame. Don't blame nobody. Don't blame my uncle, nobody." Yeah, he was like, because I didn't send no one over to the dressing room to look. So that that also I take some blame for that. Gotcha. That was admirable. That was stand up to him, but when guys sit there and they
see how high up that is.
See how that up, God.
Well, you knew about this. Why you ain't say nothing back in 2015?
When I looked, oh shit. Honestly, I'm so used to seeing it that high that I was like, look, I didn't think it was too. Okay.
They had the leather peel and they had all that back there. Like I think they tell them like hold their wrists like back so the leather stays back. They tie the knot, tape over it.
I can only imagine how that lock in.
Yeah, bro, back to
I'll do it for you one day.
Yeah, back to the fight too. Is like you could hear on TV, you could hear Mark Nelson, the referee, saying, "Who signed off on these? Who signed off on these?" Then I look at it, there's no signature on his gloves. Like the red, they give us I had the blue tape, he had the red tape or vice versa, whatever. But he, there's no signature on that. Who signed off on it? Who signed off on it? Nobody could, not me. Nobody signed off on it. So I mean, and the thing about it is, I mean, if they figured they could get away with it, why not? But thing about it is Minnesota I don't think they've been used to having fights of that magnitude, world title fights. And, there's a lot of fights coming there because, COVID, the world's opening up. Minnesota's one of the first places to open up. They truthfully, I kept my mask on. My mother was there. She kept her mask on. But they out there on the honor system. They, at that point, it's flooded with people in there. But But they're not. I don't think they're used to. They were used to world title fights and everything. So I think they probably still aren't. They're probably getting a little more acclimated now. But I got to sign off on these things.
That's crazy.
That's your job as an inspector.
And now imagine if he would have had that with Horseheads.
He did. He had Ray.
The fight went through. Went through. It wasn't. We all know that Grant's is like the phone puncher. Glove. A lot of guys feel. But imagine if it was some Ray. Okay, he got all that, and he got Ray's Horseheads, and he's doing this. That could really. That's a dangerous thing. You really rolling the dice with that. And I saw though when you came out the end, when you was in the ring, I was like, "That's it. He looks good. He looks good." And then now I'm looking in his eyes like, he's calm, real calm, everything on point. Once the fight started, cause remember he had knockouts or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let's see if I said he probably gonna aim at Mike's chest. Okay, cool. Yeah. Boom. Once the right hand landed, and I know what right hand talking about, I said, Fest don't respect him. Dad said, nope, fight over.
Yeah, it just was like I've been hit by that right. I've been hit with that right hand, and no, that's not 4-0, 3 knockouts right hand. You know what I mean? And then I remember thinking in my head, like, yeah, I bet you was knocking people out with stacking ass skinning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So after that, like I said, I was free as a bird in that fight. Like I didn't feel any pressure. I was so happy. It was just it was just something I wanted for so long that it's here. And like I was coming off of I went to back from May to June, from the end of May to about the end of June. I was in camp with Tank Davis. Mm-hmm. And my brother, he called me. He said, "Hey Mike, so you know what I'm saying? You out there. That's a world champion. What is he doing? What is he doing that we gotta do?" And I'm watching Tank train and everything, and I'm working out alongside him. I'm like, honestly, bro, like he's not doing anything that we don't do, and anything on Sunday.
That's a big statement, right?
Yeah, nah, he's not doing anything that we don't do. Yeah, he said the only difference between us and Tank is he took a better advantage of his opportunity than we did. Mm-hmm. So from now on, we gotta have next time we fight, next time we get in the ring, this is it. We gotta fight like we gotta do it like this the last chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta capitalize. And when I finally got the word of the fight, I kept thinking in my head, we gotta capitalize. We gotta capitalize. We gotta capitalize. You know what I mean? And I was getting a lot of great sparring and everything. I found out 11 days notice that they was gonna move me in for the world title fight. So by that time, like this is it. I'm riding the car.
I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, I'm riding the car like this is the opportunity. It's the opportunity we was waiting on. We're gonna capitalize. We're gonna change things. And I still capitalize. I didn't get the result I wanted.
The world know you won that fight.
Everybody knows what really happened with that fight. But that was the mindset I was going in with. Right. And then on top of that, like that was my first fight in a year. I put him down with the hand I broke, with the wrist I broke. You know what I mean? Everything like this is me. This is where I wanted to be my entire life. Mm-hmm. And then they announced his name. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was my introduction. I didn't know you or had never seen you before that fight. I was watching as a boxing fan. I watched the fight by myself, and when they announced it, I'm like, they did not. I stood up and I was in my living room like, I know the fuck they did not just rob this man like this.
They did.
Bruh.
That shit is crazy.
I got back to the room. I got back to the locker room. We just sitting there like,
did this just happen?
Yeah. And then look, I'm in the ring hoping Jimmy Lynn Jr. pulled a Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And got the wrong. Yeah, with the Miss America, got the wrong name. But like, so I'm sitting up there, sit there for a little bit. Ted's over. He's standing like looking out like, man, what kind of bullshit happened? But Father, I think he was just like trying, I guess, keep everything calm. He walked out the room for a second, walked back in, and then after a while, in the shower, check my phone, got about 20 missed calls, about 100 Instagram notifications, and it just said, it didn't even say how many, it just said like 50 plus on the Twitter notification, but I don't know how many notifications. Follows went up about 1,500 followers on Instagram, went up about 1,200 followers on Twitter. So I mean, the thing is, that was the one that's the one saving grace. They saw this and they got to explain this, because what could have happened was I could have been a swing bout or something, say, oh man, he robbed him, blah blah blah, and like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? But everybody saw. I was on Twitter, and that's how, and and everybody on Twitter was just outpour. They doing deep dive on the judges. Jones. That's how they found out about the racist tweets and everything. So it was just a kind of a whirlwind. I got home. I did interviews from Tuesday to the next Tuesday, daily, 2 and 3 a day. Just everybody want to know what's up. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What's this? What's that? And and then I was just waiting for like the thing. And now with all this is going on now I said the next time I get in the ring, I gotta prove that this isn't a one-time deal. This isn't a one-time deal. This wasn't a one night only. I'm Jay-Z. I can keep putting out albums, solid quality work. I'm not a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean?
Man, the fight that you fought, y'all hear me say this on the show all the time. You dream to perform like that. You get in certain zones where it's like, oh my goodness, this feel good. Second win, everything on point, all that, you in top shape. Especially if you don't even need a second win, everything's like you dream of moments like that. And I never forget me. You know how Mom and Dad feel about you, especially Mom. So we watching it, and Dad, once the decision came down, I broke down a little bit. I was because I know how hard you worked.
I cried too. I just didn't show nobody.
And
that's tough,
my mother was like, "Oh my God, they did not do this to this baby." And then my father said, because my father always used to say, the way you fought is how they not supposed to rob you, because he did everything but knock him out, basically.
Everything.
Dropped them. Like, usually you might see guys outclass guys, and then they say, oh, they might try to steal it from him because he walked forward at the last 30 seconds of the round, and they try to get the guy around or something like that.
He walked forward in the punches.
Yeah, so it's like, that was like, he literally did it the right way. Only thing he could have did was knock the dude out, and they still took it from this boy.
Yeah, that was my dad too. He was like, man, like normally, always kind of just waits to hear, like, if we've seen wild stuff happen.
Yeah, of course.
As far as judging goes, but like I go back to the corner, I'm walking back to the corner, my hands up. He said, "Yo, you a world champion tonight. You ain't jump on them ropes." Jumped up on the ropes. Crowd like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't crazy. Yeah, that means it's a few thousand people in there. We all saw the same thing happen, right? So, and then I'm just walking around, thank you, good looking out, everything like that. And I'm just waiting to hear what I expected to hear. And like the thing is, the scores went from close to wide to wider, and the wider the scores got, like, I know that's me. It's no way he got a 117, 110 scoring over me. Lo and behold, somebody said, "Hold my bid." You know what I mean? And then they turned that scoring, and like everybody immediately started booing. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy.
Right.
I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, it all. I mean, maybe it all just happened how it was supposed to happen. Because like when I came by, I joked. I was like, yeah, man, the reason it happened, I was like, tell my grandfather, because you wasn't there. We didn't give it away. We was all supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Everybody just stuck. My step kitchen goes, said, man, I almost broke my TV. Greg was at Lamont Roach's baby shower, and he was like, he said, don't skip one. He said, I gotta go, y'all. He said, I gotta go. He said, my man about to fight. He said he's holding one phone with the other phone, recording to get the result. He said, man, the other dude, he said, man, I threw my phone across the room. He said, I was just so mad. Bro, I was livid. Like, if you can see, like, Ted's.
Bro, my mother was like, get him out the ring.
Nah, they knew, like the thing is, whatever my next move would have been, Ted's would have went with it. You know what I'm saying? Really, if I wanted to, I could have just started getting, man, you know what that being? Man, throw that being. You know, I could have did what I wanted to that joke, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It was so heinous, bro. It was so heinous. And then my man came out there. He came out, flew out 11 days notice. Everything. He flew out with his mother, and they went to see Prince's Palace or whatever. That's what his mother wanted to do. He said, "I'll come and see my man fight." He's actually one of my clients. Shout out to Darius Owens. He you know what I'm saying? He said, "Man, after I fight," he said, "I left." He said, "Man, but the place cleared. They cleared like it was a fire. Like everybody was just done for the night. Like no, no, how did y'all do that to him?"
Yeah.
And my father, like, they knew, like my father did his one coach of pain. He's like, man, if y'all knew how much what boxing meant to my son, y'all would not have done that to him.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
You can tell it was heartbreaking, man. Like
that shit hurt.
Yeah. And I didn't even know you, and it like hurt to see because I saw the passion and how you was fighting, and then after the fight, how you was on the ropes and you was like this.
I know I did it. I know I did it.
Right, we knew you did it.
Look, I went to Headbangers. I was still chilling. It was a week off. Greg was getting ready for a fight. Ted was coming in there to spar. Everybody sparred. As soon as I walked in, Barry saw me. He just started clapping. Round of applause, right?
Yep.
The whole gym.
Rightfully so.
You know what I'm saying? The whole gym just gave me a standing ovation. Barry, like as long as I've known Barry, honey, he's never, he's always giving my props for fighting and sparring and doing what I do and winning and everything. But the way he was talking about it, he was like, man, Mike was moving, he was doing that. Mikey was this, he was over here, hit him right here, turn around. He said, man, you picked a hell of a night to be special. He said, man, I can't believe they did that to him. I forgot what he was talking about. I can't believe they did that to him, man. It was Thursday. It was bad like that. He said, that was terrible. Mm-hmm. He said, man, you picked a hell of a night to be special. I mean, I think since then, and it means a lot to me, for me, because, Barry trained someone I looked up to and admired for a long time, and Lamont Peterson and everything.
Yes,
so
indeed.
For him to sing my praises that way, he asked me for a shirt, this shirt right here. He's like, I got one of those. I said, I think I got one large enough. Gave him that. He said, I'm gonna wear this with pride. That means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. I hold a lot of respect for. I hold a lot of respect for him just because you train Lamont Peterson. I was there when Lamont Peterson beat Amir Khan. I watched that fight. You know what I mean? And Bug, all them, I hold a lot of respect for them. So shout out to Headbangers. Mm-hmm. Anytime I can go, it's never a time I can't go over there and get some work. You know, that's how I ended up sparring Pete Dobson and Isaac Dogberry. That's how I sparred early in my career. Robert Easter, Hank Lundy. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that, Raynell Williams too. Guys like that put kind of fast track the development. Like, this is who I was sparring. I didn't even have my pro debut yet. Robert Easter went on to be a world champion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got them sparring. And I'm getting props from them. I'm getting access to all this different work from all these different places. And I was like, Headbangers always have a place in my heart for that. But coming back, just coming back, everybody like I had it in my mind. Oh, like I'm gonna get that belt. I owe that to a lot of people. I knew I was gonna go to every gym. We all did this. We all a part of this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They took that. They took that from me. And that hasn't sat right with me since. I wake up in the morning, shower, and just playing the fight in my head. Running. Playing the fight in my head. Just still doesn't sit with me well.
Yeah. Yeah. But one thing for sure, the city behind you, bro. We all behind you. And we know what's that belt coming back. I think it happened for a reason. It didn't have to happen that way, but since it did happen, your stock did rise. The world knows who you are. The world knows what really happened that night. Yeah. And you got a great opportunity now against Mean Machine to really solidify yourself and put yourself in the conversation.
All that I got to capitalize on that. That's the thing too. Like at one end, it's this is a big opportunity. Another end, it's I fought hard as hell just to end up fighting Mean Machine. Mm-hmm. I'm juggling that in my mind, fighting Mean Machine like that. So I didn't get the result. Now I got to fight somebody who I deem is tougher than Gabriel Maestre is. And to prove to people that I belong here, and then every fight is more important than the last one.
Right.
And real quick, I hope this. I've said this on so many episodes. I've said it in interviews. Y'all judges don't fucking get it, do y'all? Cause half of the judges ain't never felt that 3 minutes a day, and they ain't never felt 8 weeks before. And when you do that. I remember I watched Andre Ward when he said, sometimes when a fighter loses, you pay grade. Sometimes your pay grade get cut in half. Sometimes, when Teddy Atlas said, he said, now this fighter has to throw another 1,000 punches just to get back to where he just got robbed at.
Facts.
Y'all don't understand. Do y'all not understand it? And the worst part is, y'all don't take not one shot. Y'all ain't half of these judges would piss on themselves if Tierra Brown, shout out T-Babe, T-Babe was standing across the ring from them. They would not be able to make it 3 minutes. They never boxed a day in their life, but they wind up being judges. They wind up doing whatever,
and
they take it.
Yeah, there's no accountability for judges. They have a bad score. It's a bad score. That's just what it is. a referee calls a bad call, he might not work a world title fight again. A fighter loses, he may never get a world title fight again. There's no accountability for that. Like just you gotta explain yourself. Like, what did you see? You owe an explanation. Like those judges owe explanations for the score they turned in. Like 117, 110 against me.
Yeah, that's
you crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. When I heard that, I was like, yes, in the bag, he got it.
So I heard the 114, 113. I was like, okay, so
that was the gym when you went.
Yeah, that's what I made feel like, what, for real? And my brother like, man, don't even worry about that. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about it. And then I hear 116, 112 or something like that. I said, okay, that sounds better. 117, 110. That sounds tremendous. That sounds like the fight I fought.
Mm-hmm.
I real, man. I was like, whoa.
Bullshit.
When y'all ever hear a scorecard go, let's say 7 points one way, 2 points one way, and the third just has like 10 points another way. A lot of times it'd be some wild shit about to happen. A lot of times.
There was no way. I ain't think I had that, Joe, man. But you know what? Like you said, been a year. We back. Like I said, don't sit right with me, but you remember but it's good. It's okay. You remember that. You remember that kind of stuff. You remember that heartbreaking. You remember that when it gets tough in the next fight.
Yeah.
What you willing to go through?
Indeed, yes, sir.
I want to win.
Yeah.
Like I'm fighting the guy. I mean, it's like it keeps happening like this too. Like fighting the guy. I'm coming off a loss. And then you got an Olympian and all this stuff like that. Like every time I fought an Olympian, I was coming off a loss, and I won. I got robbed, and this time I'm fighting another Olympian. But that's nothing. It's not even new to me. Like people are like, you worried about an Olympian? I say, and like I tell like for Mean Machine, he's been a pro long enough that. You were an Olympian years ago.
Yeah.
If I'm worried about anything, it's what you do as a pro. It's not worried about that no more. Like that. It's a good way to get you an introduction into the pros. You a pro now. You a pro like I'm a pro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 and 60 as an amateur, but I'm 22 and 3 as a pro. So
yeah,
that lets you know it's a different ball game.
Way different
ball game. It's fair. It's I ain't gonna say fair, but it's playing field's about even.
Yeah, from the Showbox one to the PBC one.
Right.
Every reporter I've talked to has felt like, no, I don't think he really kind of 31-0. Like a lot of people, if I've had a lot of guys feel that way.
Yeah, any of my losses, they're like disputable. Like even after I watched the Ergashev fight, I was like, man, Dad, you watched the fight? Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch it on this layover. Getting on the flight, he said, "What you think about the fight?" I said, "Yeah, I watched it." I said, "Dad, I don't know if you think I'm crazy. I think I won that gentleman." He's like, "Nah." He said, "Yeah, I think so too." He was like, Joe, you were landing cleaner shots. The dude kept pushing your head down. Didn't get called for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought you were landing. I thought you were landing the cleaner shots. Same thing. And then I fought Luke Santa Maria. That was the first time I ever got knocked down in the fight. That's probably really that should have been the only thing that pulled him over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we rumbled. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Luke Santa Maria. That's another dude. Went on to keep winning.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Devin Alexander on that same card. I fought Maestre.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Abel Ramos. He lost to Jesus Ramos up at 54. But it shows that still proof that I fight legit fighters.
Right.
I fight legit fighters. So I mean, if you aren't, if you and that's the thing I'll tell you, if you want to fight me and I look at your record and you ain't fighting anybody noteworthy, that's what I take note of. Like Slim, you haven't fought anybody like me. You haven't fought anybody my height, my experience. You ain't, if you ain't fighting winning records, don't say nothing to me. Because I'm gonna welcome you to the sport properly.
Indeed. That's one thing that Greg said about you too, about y'all sparring. He said Mike got an ability to change the trajectory of his shot in the middle of his punch. He said that's something that you learn from just being around the game for a long time.
Yeah, like if you ask Tez and Greg, they'll tell you one of the most accurate. I think I'm one of the most accurate
Precision.
punches. Yeah, one of the most accurate punches. But that's not like when I find something, when I find something that lands, I try to I try to aim there but not just where it lands. I threw a hook landed. All right, but where did it land? You know what I mean? You think about stuff like that. He held his guard by his chin. Hook landed because I brought that joint over top at his temple. I aimed here, or if he got his hand back, I aimed the hook at his chin. different things like that. I can adjust. I'll adjust. Like when you land in a certain spot, you want to throw at that same spot until he makes the adjustment. You know what I mean? It's not just he can't dodge the hook. Now it's a certain way he can't dodge this hook. I'm throwing this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Things like that. But the thing about it is like Greg is like what I say about Greg is strong. He's 140, but he's really strong. He's got short arms. He got short arms, but like quick twitch muscles and everything like that. Counters good. I seen him clip a guy in sparring. I knew in the fight with Montreal, I was trying not to be biased, but Jonathan Montreal threw like 3 punches. And I knew in my head, I didn't want to say it on the broadcast because I was working. I didn't say it on the broadcast, but I knew I sat back like Greg gonna clip him. You know what I'm saying? And then lo and behold, dude's throwing too wide. Here come Greg. Boop.
Shit was beautiful, man.
Yeah, that one fell. And what's more beautiful about that is, dude brought some people with him, and they all moved. Like my brother was over there, but he wasn't tripping. But he said, man, I heard him bouncing. He's like, man, yeah, come on, nah, John, yeah, you're pretty weird bitch. He just like it's sports. Talk your trash.
Right.
Talk your trash. That's what you do. You ain't gotta do all that, bro.
Right.
You really ain't gotta do all that. Cause really, in truth, Greg's mom was like deep as a mug out there.
Yeah, that's what Greg said.
Y'all could have got punished out there, John, for real. Like by a bunch of people. Like you think you saw a bunch of women in GSO shirts? There's a bunch of dudes in there that don't really wear the shirt.
Didn't wear the shirt.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all get your toe up. Y'all brought like 20 people. Greg brought an army. You know what I mean? And that's that. But that's also, that's why it's always beneficial, like to have somebody like your size in the gym. Like, we spar all the time. We put a lot of rounds in together. We know each other, so we got to keep developing different little tricks, different little maneuvers and things like that.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
I'm just enjoying sitting with my boy.
Yeah,
That's
man,
all.
this is fantastic. It's been a fantastic
enjoying
show,
sitting
man.
with my boy,
I know you in camp, man. You probably got a busy schedule. We're not gonna hold you up too much longer today. You're fighting October 8th. Is there anything else you would like to say to the people in the chat and to people that are gonna tune in October 8th to watch you fight?
To everybody in the chat, man, thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting these guys. Thank you for supporting the young mogul, Cardan and his family. Shout out to his father. Because that work ethic is instilled. You don't just learn that. I mean, you ain't just pop out the womb with that. And thank you to everybody, like every fan, every new fan, everybody that's been there since day one. Man, I'm happy to be back, man. I'm blessed. I'm back outside. It took 14 months to do it, but we back outside. Come see, watch me fight Mean Machine October 8th.
Indeed, yes, sir.
For what it's worth, I've said this to you 1,000 times, but I always tell people, I was raised around so many fighters to tell you, behave like a true champion, be a champ, belt or no belt or whatever. How you conduct yourself, how people can look at you and just want to tip their hat to you and say, man, that guy right there. And I always say, so a lot of the guys that I've hung around in this sport, guys like Damon and Mr. Lamont and so many guys like that, those are those guys. And Mike, you Fesh, you ain't no different, man. Everything that you've dealt with, everything from me watching you grow and everything, man, it's an honor to know you, bro.
I appreciate that.
You know it, man.
For him to say that, shout out to Troy Fox from On the Line. I always get compliments on as to how I was raised. I owe that to y'all. I love you guys.
Yeah. For sure, man. Likewise, it's a blessing to have you on the show today. Great episode, great show.
Well, we could have been talking about it, so we'll come back on another day or something because we'd have been talking forever.
For hours, for real, man. Yeah. I know you got camp. You in camp and you got to be up 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Be there sharp at 6.
And I'm gonna go watch the fights.
And the fights
on
coming
ESPN.
on,
bro. See what Shakur do.
Man.
Oh yeah.
And then Jahi Tucker. He's I like watching him. He's in my division. I watch him, but I enjoy watching him. I actually enjoy watching him fight, but. Never know what can happen.
Yeah,
gotta stay up on who coming up next.
Yeah,
who can potentially be next.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for always showing love, man, to me.
Course,
appreciate
man,
you always, man.
Course.
Good luck on your upcoming fight. We're gonna cut to one coach's opinion from Coach Fox.
Hey.
was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. On for this, gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. So that.
Let's take this overboard.